Okay, recording in progress.
Yeah, I have two people on. Oh, one person on now. Okay.
That's the my priority.
Yes, so.
Who did this before? Do you remember?
Frank.
I did this many times,
You did,
And he has two, yeah.
but somebody put it away, wrapped everything up. So the show.
Please leave your message for 24360.
Hi.
I can't, I don't know person's password.
Okay, that's all right. You're on. You're on. You can hear, right?
I can hear you.
Yes, that's right. I'll let you know what's going on. I'll put this closest to everybody. Hi, everybody. I've got everybody else on Facebook, so I mean on Zoom, so
And I can hear.
I have got you on speaker.
All right, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Just want to make sure that I have
They just think in this now. You just like, I don't know if you saw them. They're just like.
checking on something. I'm making sure that my speaker is
Which one? Is that Mike one?
all right. It's just- all right, lovely. Got that. Okay. All right.
Yeah, what is that?
TMS,
Mm,
volume.
so got you back. All right. Oh, two more people. Nothing. All right. All right. Nice to see everybody else.
Hi, good morning.
All right, lovely.
That's the license plate.
Audio input, this is audio input,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that the audio?
Yeah, but no, that's something.
No, that's lights, this is audio.
Diane. Dorothy.
No.
And Robert.
And the molding.
I had some.
So hello to you, Zoom. The people on Zoom? I also have Mark on speaker as well.
We have to set this up before.
Yeah. Frank set that up. I don't know. I've never had to set that up.
Somebody would set it up.
Frank,
With what, Frank? Speak loud. Okay. Can't get this done. Do you have any idea about how this is?
Not working.
All right, so we're gonna just have to yell. I mean, that's all we can do, is just yell. I mean,
Well,
that's.
everything is.
Yeah.
The lights. Yeah. Right.
All right, we're late because we can't get the speaker to work. So we're either gonna have to yell at you and you're gonna have to just be patient with us. We're trying to get it to work. And that's why we're delayed a little bit. So just be patient for just a sec, please. So we can figure this out.
Maybe more than a second. But that is 15.
Working last time.
Bad connection. Fix it. Yes. Frank Rogan, maybe that's the same.
Okay.
You're trying to change it.
I want to thank you. I know it's all the things when ABCD. Sure. Thank you.
There's a circle above it.
The what? I can. I'm sorry. Meeting. It's recorded on this here. Oh, so it's recording at the moment. So it's recording our voices. Okay, so it's gonna record this. The board. You got it. It's recording you rather than. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the smaller one.
See if that work, you know. We have a board, we want to try that, so see if that works.
Yeah. If you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess. Here you are, Kathy.
Oh, we might.
No, you have to eat it. You have to eat it.
Does this work? We have to eat it, okay, this is what I've been just told, this is to work, so this is the portable one, so we'll try to move that. Hold on just a sec. Art. Jack, could you just go see if DTE can come in?
They've set him right at the back there.
Oh, sorry, I didn't, I apologize. I apologize. Okay, so DTE is here and I apologize. Okay, so we're here. And we're here basically to talk DTE about what's going well as what could be
There's
done
someone
better.
on there. Mark Paz is on there.
Oh, Mark's
He's-
on here?
Yes, he's calling into the meeting, so he's right there.
All right. I'm sorry. It has to be right, because I was trying to.
Yes.
All righty, this is not our board meeting, this is the meeting with, this is not our board meeting, this is our meeting with DTE. So we might want to have DTE, I was thinking that, we would have you up here so we could talk. So you could talk to the people, can we get some chair, can you grab some chairs to come up here and sit up here so that, I don't want to see you standing up here, so is it just you?
No, it's our.
Oh, okay, all right. What do you need? You need air? Well, it's on and the fan's on.
No, they just turned it down.
I'm sorry? This fan is what?
This is going fast.
Fast, it's a little faster. They need to do the change. They need to do the change.
Hi, how are you today? I'm sorry, we have not met.
No, we have not. I'm Melissa. Melissa, nice to meet you. Yes.
That
All
was
right,
good.
well, this is Melissa from the DTE, she's the arborist. And this is, great friend here. Oh, God, I'm telling you, he's been, doing a lot of stuff. Anyway, so the man that you go to, he's the one that's here all the time, or he's the one that's responsible. What's going on here today? Okay, can you hear me? Stop talking, yeah.
You ride this? Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, is this gonna be a congenial meeting? Or is this going to be something that we're gonna look for trouble? I really hope it's not looking for trouble, okay? If this is bothering you as a fan, what more do you want from us? And then we'll be able to go on.
Yeah. There's a warrant.
Okay, is it on now?
Yeah. That's what the
Okay.
issue.
You have the air conditioner down? Okay, so the drum is over. Okay. Rodney is the person who's here the week before to all time. What happens every day is that any work order that comes into us goes to Rodney via email. Rodney then, by the end of the day, he responds to us to say, it's been received. Okay, so that's the process that we have in place right now. What's also, but I need to give your attention is that we are closed Thursday at noon time. If your request comes in Thursday after noon time. We're not gonna see it in the day, and if Monday's a holiday, we're not gonna see it from Sunday. So nothing's gonna be done until. That's. Very important to remember. Alright. The other thing is, if something happens. You feel as though your issue should have been taken care of and it hasn't been. Let us know, this is the second. Report, that you put in. And we'll make sure that we get that Rodney and we can chat about it, or Rodney, when you see that and you can't get to it. Particularly, I think a lot of the complaints that we've gotten right now, or a lot of the requests that we've got right now, are regarding the hardwood trees. And that's why we have Melissa here as the arborist, so she's gonna answer questions for us, okay? The original contract that we got was a misunderstanding as far as what we were expecting and what DTE thought they had agreed to. Now, we did this with a team from DTE. And we said that we wanted all of our trees trimmed the way that they were before. Okay, so in our contract, it says trees, palms and trees will be trimmed. The dates were, okay. But the understanding that DTE had is that the hardwood trees were gonna be separate, we were gonna be charged for those separate. So the contract that we had a misunderstanding as to what the contract really meant, okay, versus what DTE understood that the contract meant, okay? Now that has since been, solved, where you're okay with it, and all that kind of stuff, okay? But we have to also understand that Marty and Cliff were here, they knew the history for 32 years being here, okay? DTE did not know that that was part of the contract, so they did not include at first. They did not think they were including it at first, to have to cut the, trim the hardwood trees, okay? So now we've come to a resolution, we've come to an agreement, from what I understand, that that's all gonna be taken care of. And the reason that it has not been is we don't know. It hasn't started because we haven't spoken to Melissa. So that's why Melissa's here today. Melissa, I'm hoping you're gonna be talking to us about how, when the hardwoods are gonna be started, okay? We're signing a contract with DTE, we've already gotten the contract for that, for section 2. So we're all set with that, we're ready to go forward. And what it is, today's a good time to talk about the trees, okay, and any other concerns that you have, okay? But I just want to make clear as to what the process is. As I said, the process is that it will be handled as soon as possible. Okay, but if it's, you could put in 5 work orders over the weekend, and we're not gonna see them, and you'll just see. So just make sure that you understand when you're putting the work order in, what day of the week is it, when is it, and when are they gonna receive it? Okay, so we're being fair in what our expectations are, that's all I'm trying to say, okay? You good?
What about section 3? The point person, section 3 to get these requests to.
Is it you? It's right, okay, but section 3,
Section
you see,
three,
it's not represented here.
Excuse me, no, section 3, your landscape BA is not dealing with directly with Mr. Ron. You see in the back, Mr. Ron contacts me directly every time, we discuss it, I go look at it and we deal with it accordingly. If I may, as far as the work order tickets, the work order tickets, when you guys turn them in. Use the mic. You speak really loud. Okay, right here. With the work order tickets, what happens is when you guys enter tickets with a section 2 or 3 of the POA, your tickets go to them. If it's a Thursday, like Ms. Kelly explained, it's gonna be tough to get, you have to wait, but not mostly with the work order tickets. Each tickets I get them, I try to do them within at least 8 to 10 days. Because it takes me to come look at it to make sure it falls under the scope of the work, but we call the scope of the work under the maintenance contract. In this particular instance, it's the trees. The hardwood trees you guys had here, you guys had, Liv and Marty before, they were allowed to have a man and cut these branches on the ladder as we every day. As a corporate company, VT, I'm the safety manager in our company. As safety manager, I can't have guys go up a ladder and cut these hardwood branches. For one, it defeats the purpose, you're not doing anything, that's actually come right back, and Melissa's explained about that part. My part is, as a safety, I have to have hard hats, chaps if needed. I have to have safety procedure cones. If I get a guy on this ladder to cut a branch and it's about 12 feet, which is also out of the scope of the work of the maintenance contract, anything above 12 feet, I have to call my arborist, something like that, because safety wise, I can get a lot of trouble with OSHA. The state and federal, because there's laws, procedures I have to follow for safety as well as with our arborist team, because there's chainsaws. There's equipment that could hurt somebody. I've seen guys cut their legs over, I'm sure this is seen a lot of times. I used to climb trees in the beginning, like for instance, if I have a guy climb up here a tree, I have a great skill guy, I'm sure she has him, they'll climb a tree like a monkey with no wraps and no straps, no harness, nothing. If we allow it, we're gonna violate it to big fines. So this is why I wanted to come and explain why a lot of your branches over your roofs are not being touched the way it used to, because I cannot do it. So I look at them, and if I can do it with a pole saw and it's not real thick, I will get it, because I can get it from the ground up. With a pole saw extends about 20 feet, I can get that. But when I have to climb ladders, there are safety procedures that I have to follow, and policy that I can get fined for and get in trouble for. That's why I want to have this, so we can explain to you guys and have an understanding why I haven't got those tree branches over the roofs and why it has been done. Hopefully that clears that up, that part of it.
So your turn now.
Rodney, do you have a lift? I mean, Chris and Cliff and Marty, they used to have a lift on them.
Talking about cherry pickers.
Yeah, see, Cleveland, they were fortunate to be able to have that in the pit, have this equipment. For me to have this equipment, the thing is, trees are done seasonally, 2 times a year. Palms and hardwoods, 2 times a year, usually right before the hurricane season. We cover that just for safety reasons, which here is a big must, because your trees, unfortunately, your bottom bushes, your oaks, they're way too close to your homes, extremely close to your homes. So you guys have twofold to worry about, not to worry, but to be precautious about. You have the branches ruining your roofs, which I understand, it costs money, and it's damaged, and it's also hazardous and unsafe hurricane season. Very dangerous for you guys, streets. And then the second part is, these same trees are planted so close to your homes, damage inside your homes through the bottom. These oaks are so close to your houses. These roots travel, there's no stopping them, there's no saying where they go. So they're gonna wrap around your plumbing, they're gonna wrap around something in the foundation and start repeating. They ruin everything in the bottom of the house. So that's another concern that I see in your property, because the trees are way too close to your houses. But
Okay, question, when So on the higher trees, do you farm that out to another company or you do it in-house with a different?
Well, Melissa is my pro.
It's to that, okay.
She's my pro. She's who I go to for trees. She has all the equipment and she'll tell you everything you have with equipment wise, as far as boom trucks, what you're asking, a boom truck and this and all that. She can get to all that. She has all that.
Is this meeting just about the trees trimming?
This part of it, this part,
Okay.
we have a second part of it. That's gonna be regular board of directors.
No, that's not what I was asking.
Outside.
Yes, I was talking about the whole landscaping as far as mowing the lawns and,
No, so, whole thing.
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah,
Is it
that's
the right
part of it.
meeting or no?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, it's everything.
Yeah.
So you have the big ponds here, there's one over there, there's one over there. Well, there's one behind my house, and all of these ponds are trimmed right down to the water and stuff, but not by my place on the savannas. And that's, up the side, if not higher. So I don't understand why the guys aren't coming around to,
Are you talking about the other side of the wood?
no, I'm not talking about the other side of the water that allegedly the savannas on, which I'm not very sure about that either. I don't think that's right, but what I'm talking about.
I'll find out myself.
Yeah, because why would you put a fence there if the rest of your property is this way and not that? Anyway, I digress. My point being is, the pond, looks like crap, because again, I've got these weeds this high. Yes, the water comes up and, but especially if it's rain season, that, if it's not done, that's all I'm gonna see. It's only gonna get higher and higher until, September, whenever they come back. That thing has not been trimmed probably over a year now. I'm sorry, my mistake. Definitely hasn't been trimmed since the beginning of the year, I should say.
Confusing.
But you can go look behind my house, I'm at 948, you can look behind my house and see it, so. So I didn't realize, am I supposed to put a work order in there for that type of deal? Okay. No, I shouldn't have to, but.
I'm with it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, I appreciate it.
That's another thing that I try to, like, Mr. Ron and myself always communicate. If you guys see things, communicate to your board. They communicate to me any time of the day. They call me, they text me any time of the day. Because you guys are my eyes and ears. If you guys don't see it, I don't see it. I'm only one man. I circle, I come here 3-4 days a week, first thing in the morning to make sure they're going where they're supposed to go. But I don't see everything. And unfortunately, a year and a half, I was a crew, I was in the truck. Unfortunately, when you're in the truck, your priority is the job I give you, your task of the day. A lot of these guys don't have the mindset to say, hey, I saw this. Hey, Rodney, I saw this. So that's why I always have a community. I don't have a problem with you guys telling me. I take it as help. That's my eyes and ears. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We got one question for you. On mowing of the grass, when Cliff used to mow, he'd do it twice a week, it'd be like climb. I went one month where my daisies were this high in my front yard. I sent pictures to Kathy. Do we have to send pictures if we need our grass cut, or would you guys know?
Well, at that period of time, when we first started mowing, everyone, every other week schedule. And you guys weren't aware. But I said, so everybody was talking about the grass was being cut, because mowing is seasonal per contract. You have to say 42 weeks, a certain amount of weeks of the contract is every other week mowing. Yes, ma'am.
To begin with,
That's why.
Only for the
that's why
first-
That has been to inform you. I see a lot of you guys don't even know.
okay, Marty,
Yes.
would you please speak up to that? With you and Cliff, did you do the same thing
We did every other week,
at
that's
the beginning? So they're following the same process that we had before. At the beginning of the year until what? Until April?
what we completed that. Completed the work.
Okay. And understand when they first came in, they didn't know this at all, okay? So they were coming every 2 weeks, okay, to cut the grass. It took them 2 weeks to cut the grass, okay, when they first came in. And they needed to find out what the whole process was to come in here, find out what to cut, okay, and when to cut it. So that's part of this whole, the beginning part of this was not as pretty as we might wanted it to be. Because Marty and Cliff were not in charge anymore. We had new people that came in And the expectation was they were gonna come in and they were gonna do exactly what Marty Cliff did. And that's not what the expectation was from us. You can't expect them to do something the first day that they come here that someone has already been working for 32 years to do. So we're just trying to be fair, okay? Right now, we're in now the process that we're cutting it every week, correct? So the grass is being cut every week.
They do it one time a week, they gotta do it twice like Martin. Thank you.
But that's what I was explaining about contractually, you get a certain amount of weeks. So it's once a week because the contract you have 42 weeks, so this week, next week, that's the way it's counted as far as the mow. Oh.
Well, that's the contract. And that's,
The thing
and that's, wait a second, that's the same contract they had.
When they mowed, they did it twice a week.
No, they didn't do it twice a week at the beginning. Okay, Marty,
Marty last time, he doesn't cut, they never cut twice.
They never cut twice a week, no. We never did either.
Somebody's here.
You know, that-
okay, hold on.
We flat. Oh, well, the other stuff, yeah. We didn't took it straight at the.
Yes,
Well,
You got to go Wednesday, 20, Thursday, Friday.
doesn't matter, but it is,
Section.
there's lots of high grass, there's low grass, it looks terrible. And we never had that before, everything was cut evenly.
And trimming, the side,
okay, trimming,
they're no trimming, I mean, they don't edge anything, they literally do the edges. I mean, it's very. Trying to plant with it all, and then we came around and they took everything with.
okay, trimming, when you're saying trimming, what are you talking about trimming? Are you talking about the bushes?
The edging. Building.
Okay,
Trimming out the shrubbery is outside. Also the hedges that are always out there, those ones.
okay, when were the hedges done before, Marty?
We started in a program and it took about 6 weeks to get all the way through. And they, exactly right, they did edge it every one of them,
Okay, so it's every six, but it took 6 weeks.
about 6 weeks. for
Okay,
two
it wasn't every week.
Two people.
We're not getting any. We don't even get it. The other day they came out and I actually saw someone with a weed whacker for the first time coming around the building. The weeds were growing that high. But all your hedges and everything, you couldn't see the ground.
You know what I think a lot of it is not there's no.
I can't hear you.
There's no system to it. It's like when they did mine, they did a really good job. And my neighbor in the same building didn't get anything done. They spent a really long time on my end of the building. They did a good job, but then you look down over here and they didn't, there was no system to how they worked it. You know, they didn't start coming into the street, you go down the other end of the street, they would just help you together out of the street, I guess, that's what.
And also the damage that they're getting with all the pigs that are out there. And I'm talking very serious damage. At least in Cliff and there, they were fine all the time because of the dangerous holes and so forth. Has anybody said about it? See more?
I've seen the hog damage. The thing with the hog damage is, if I run a machine, I'm gonna do more damage than good. The only way to fix.
Something that's dangerous. Anybody just put the holes go around.
No, I understand. I walked Mr. Martin, take me back there, and Mr.
Does anybody run
As far as the hogs, like I explained to them, a hog damage
Okay,
is something that. It's almost something you can't stop. Because of the fence line is damaged, the hogs come in. From my understanding, but. The thing about the sod that's being damaged back there. This is a maintenance-based contract. Something like that, it goes outside of the maintenance of your property, because that's something I would have to dig up and dig up and dig up. The good thing about you guys, what you guys had to do with Cliff was that he was here for so many years and he did things that are outside what's called the maintenance-based contract, which we have today. Which what we call like almost a garden concierge service. A lot of things he was doing that, because they were here all the time, they're from here, and there were so many years. So let's say like helping with laundry, helping with this, helping with that. My guys are not gonna do that, because we're here at maintenance-based contract, everything else in that area would have to be discussed with the HOA, then have to come to us, and then we evaluate, assess, and go forward. But, that's the difference, that's why it was a hard change that nobody understood, that's what we're trying to have, this so you guys have understanding why so much difference between us and Cliff.
You're right, there's a big disconnect between us and your contract. We were used to, Cliff and Marty and his crew, which they were working like 24/7, it seemed like at times, it really did. So for us to have you up, so we're doing this and we're seeing them all the time. For you guys to come in, it's the last 6 months and it's like, there's more of us to do all this crap. And so you didn't see, and we weren't privy as to what the contract actually stated. You're telling us something different, but again, I think it's all the stem fact that there's been a huge disconnect between the people here, the board and your contract, right? This board, all of them.
No, we did, Miss Kathy and I and Miss Trish and the board have discussed this is why I asked them if we could do this, so we can get this all out in the open, everybody get the same understanding, and that's what I think is the problem here with the property. A lot of people not understanding certain things are not done for safety reasons, certain things are not done because of contractual reasons.
Right.
So this is why this is good, so we have an open forum, we can all get some understanding and go forward from here with one understanding. That's the purpose of this.
Sorry, dear, would you speak up just a little louder because we have people on Zoom here and they can't hear you.
Out behind, Subway Drive, where the Savannah's, the big fencing, and where all the pigs and the animals arrive. That's okay. But there's a lake that is growing and growing and growing. I watched the boys this morning mowing. They're doing a fine job coming in, but there's grass up that they think there's water in it. There is no water in it now. It needs to be mowed down all the way back. Because there's all kinds of crazy things living in there, they'll disappear, to mow it. But no one has taught them to get out and look, like these boys did. They knew when the water was there and when the water isn't there. And we have no way of knowing with all that grass, how that water is going to come up. Believe me, it floods right down, right all the way down, trenches and will come in the house. But that's something that they should level that thing up. Maybe they go away if they can't try. I'm sure that when they come in, if they need to get the mowing, all of them have to get done, do not let it close.
There's certain areas back there that they're either not part of the property.
They see grass to grow, and they go around it because they know this water up there. But they don't know that it's completely dried out now, it should be doubled down, so we can see when that comes up. And it's dangerous, very dangerous out there when that water comes up.
Okay, there's a gentleman in the back.
That's Mr. Ron.
You who?
I think that's just I'm not. I think it's what you and I discussed, there's a lot of these questions that are coming up here, the problems.
Sorry, sir, could I ask you if you'd come closer here? Because there are people on Zoom and they can't hear you way back there. And Rodney, the Zoom people can't hear you anymore either, so you need to speak louder.
Rodney, I think part of the problem is what you and I discussed many times. Reason why certain areas aren't getting cut, number one, they're going too fast.
Yeah.
Number one, they're missing spots.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes into the cutting and the edging and the trimming, and even the blowing at times. I've seen on my own property where they missed blowing the walk because they're working too fast. Now, we spoke about getting more help. You said you're gonna work on getting more help, and that's part of the problem. You got two people cutting lawns, and they're going like maniacs to try to get it done in the time frame. And what they're doing is they're missing areas in everybody's properties. Grass is left, daisies are left, not because they're not cutting the lawn, because they're missing areas because they're working too fast. And I told you yesterday on this exact issue, where they missed on my property and a couple of houses past me. where I see the middle of the lawn not even cut because they're going too fast. And she was going like a bat out of hell, excuse the expression. But that's part of the problem. You can't cut grass like that. You gotta know what you're doing. And edging, they cut this, they edge this area this week and then next week they forget that area. Because they're working too fast. I mean, that's up to you to control, not us. You're the landscaping company. If you don't have enough help, it's up to you to bring more help in here to get the job done correctly. And if every week I'm calling you for the same issues, to me, that's a problem. That we shouldn't have this problem. You should be correcting the problem. And I don't want, I mean, you and I spoke about this last week, we had a meeting about this. But you need to get this under control because every week I don't really feel like I have to babysit. I shouldn't be babysitting the landscaping company, right? I mean, this has to get corrected, and if you have to hire more people, then you hire more people to do the job. Maybe you underestimated when you got this contract. I don't know. I wasn't involved in the contract.
Neither was I.
Right, but your bosses, whoever did, maybe they underestimated the size of the property. And right now we have a problem where everybody's got the same issues. Areas aren't being cut, we're missing places, we're not edging, we're not blowing the property right. This is every week. This isn't just a one-time thing. So this needs to get corrected, and I don't know how many meetings we need to have before this gets corrected. But right now, you're 6 months into this contract. I think by now it should be corrected.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be having this problem.
Okay, now about the mowing, these mowers don't go past 10 miles per hour, fastest, the fastest. So I don't know what you guys are seeing, but these mowers only go the fastest 10 miles per hour. I don't care if it's 36, 52, 72, they all go the same speed. As far as the mowing, the team has been mapped out. Mr. Marty was kind enough to assist me and he's my map. He's my map and I didn't know your problem. I learned your problem, I think, in the last 2 weeks with Mr. Marty, and I hired somebody who used to work for Cliff named Leo. Lionel. Yes. So everybody knows Lionel. Lionel is my new navigator on my team. He's the one navigating the people to the property because your property is big. In the beginning, yes, you didn't have the background. We had this meeting, now you have 5 people on property. I had to push for it. Because your contract is unfortunately a little vague when it comes to that department. And I went through it with the board and I explained to them, per contract, most contracts will tell you a lot of man hours. So the man hours have determined how many men you have on the property. The 8-hour day, you have 5 men, 40 hours, all right. So now, what happened here was the contract doesn't have that. The contract you have does not have manpower, hours, how many men that are getting property. So that's what happened in the beginning. So I had to go around all that, fight with my bosses and bring a bigger crew in here, which is 5 men. For the first 3 months in here, you guys were only seeing 3 guys the most. And I had to fight with that. And I was going back and forth with my bosses until they finally gave up. Until they finally, it got to a point where Mr. Ron and Ms. Kathy and the board, they had to help me going to my bosses to push. So, and also about the mowing, my crews on Monday, let's say it's Monday, they're only doing section 3. They're not going past section 3. That's all they're doing on Monday. They're not doing your entire property. Tuesday is section 2, and the BOA is a half a day Wednesday, is a smaller section, and then from there they start trimming. Now trimming, they have a map. It took them 6 weeks. We trimmed Tuesdays and Thursdays where there's no mowing involved, and they start trimming around the property every week until we get through every home. That's how it's called a trim map. If I don't map it out, they'll be jumping everywhere else like they were when they first got here.
Yeah.
That's why I mapped it out, and that's why they found me maps. That's why now I'm here Monday to Thursday, almost every morning I'm here to make sure, see where they're at, see the map, and see where they're going. It's a learning process for us. At the same time, it's a new property. And in the beginning, I was actually thrown in here, like, going to the other property, didn't have the men, I had to put a team together to get in here and start working. As time went by, I started adding, taking off, making changes. As I learned, they learned. You understand what I'm saying? So I've been here working about 4 months. And who came here? I know everybody, and it's not the bad thing about it, this is honest truth landscape. I've been doing this for a long time. And I come from high-end Coral Gables, Miami Beach. When I walked in this property, your property was not what everybody's telling me. It is the God's honest truth. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you until I came and it was with no weeds, it was great service. Just right here next to this clubhouse, this little patch here was a hedge. And it's like, it was dying. That's the first thing I touched in this clubhouse. Grass was like this. When I first walked in here, that's the first thing I touched was this clubhouse. And right here, the little hedge right behind the porch right here. That little plant right there was horrendous. And then every other home I'm seeing behind, you do have a lot of weeds. But we came into this weed pressure. And we're trying to cover it, but the thing is. It takes 6 weeks, when we do weed control, it's not a one-time month thing. On the contrary, there was a misunderstanding with Mr. Ron, he thought it says IPM. IPM is a service that our fertilization company, our fertilization department comes, they do your fertilization, we just did it recently. Certain amount of times a year, maybe it's 4 if I'm not mistaken. 3 or 4, I'm not sure, off the top of my head, I'm not sure exactly how many times. So we do first times a year, also in the same section, you're gonna see, is gonna say weed, that's IPM, that's pest control, weed control, and that's the fur department. My guys, every time we trim, we do weed control, mandatory, details not done with our weed control. So, and it's as we're going along.
I gotta disagree with you there, they're not doing weed control.
No.
I mean, I don't know what they're not doing, what they're not doing. Not everything.
They did it this past week, that's not bad, I don't know, but that's about it.
Hey,
It's unfortunate for you, but you were not involved with this contract. But was everybody from each section involved with the hiring of the landscape? Meaning you had a rep from section 1, section 2, and section 3?
And
Was the
POA,
lawyer involved too?
was the lawyer involved?
Yes.
Well, the lawyer was not part of the negotiation, the lawyer looked at the contract, yes. But also, we sent the contract out to everybody. So it's on the website and we sent it out via email to everyone in section 3. I can only,
Section two.
section 2, I can only speak for section 2. Well, okay, all right, hold on just one second. Chris has had her hand up quite a few times, so Chris.
Oh, but I'm not, my only question is, when you're going back to you saying every other week for mowing. What
so
about,
it's seasonal.
what about the front? Coming in. Coming into High Point was always breathtaking. That's why I live here. The whole place, breathtaking. Are you doing the front? Which is the POA, I guess.
Yeah, what we do is, I
Every
start,
other week or something, because it just seems like,
no, right now it's every week, but it looks like today, because what I do is I try to start from the back, section 3. Monday, Tuesday would be section 2, and then the POA. If I say the POA, it goes all the way up to the front. I try to keep it to the end of the week, because to face the property.
but it has not.
Yeah, the whole weekend.
In fact, it has looked very seedy and very unkempt, is what I'll say. And that's our main drag coming in, and that's your advertisement.
So, please.
That's all. I just
Okay.
wanted to know.
All right. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, no, the person behind you.
I just wanted to ask, how often are there motor blades sharpened? Yeah, because with the speeds they're going, there's stuff that.
That's what I'm checking today.
Yeah.
It's good, I usually check them every other week. Now that we're in season, cutting every week, it becomes every week. Because it has so much property.
Yeah, they're missing stuff.
There's so much property, and that's what I came to this, I was talking about yesterday about the what you guys see, the small little
I
back
see you,
there.
okay,
That's one of the 2 things. It's the operator, or what I'm here for today, I'm gonna check the base today to make sure it's even in. They need to be sharp, I have, I can't do this week, that's no problem. I checked it myself, but today I'm gonna check it because after talking to Mr. Ron, that's became a concern, it's either the operator of the machine, take them out, change the operator, or it's actually the blades. No, but it's like I tell you, like, those guys are, they're like, you call them almost, not the insult like a machine, you tell the machine to do something, it's not gonna do the extra, it's not gonna tell me, I'm better this way, and doing this. So that's why Mr. Ron, lucky he informs me that coming back today, I'm here, but I was coming anyway, but. On the place, I'm checking on the place.
okay, we have Diane, we have this lady right here, and we have this lady right here, okay, so that's the order for that.
And you have me.
I'm watching, okay, and Linda, yeah, but I'm just,
Yeah, no, this is.
I'm trying to do it in the order of
Diane's
people that have
next.
raised their hands, okay, so I'm just trying to be fair with everybody, so Diane.
So Rodney, I have, I disagree with some of the things you said, okay? When they came to sell the product, not you, obviously,
Yeah.
but the guys who came. First of all, why aren't they here today? I expected them to be here. so we could discuss the contract. And I was under the impression they would be here, so I'm not happy about that. Also, when they came in, particularly Bob Hargis, I think was his name. He came in, oh, your place is beautiful, it looks so nice, you know, we're gonna keep it exactly the way it is. We want to use you as a poster child for our advertising. And everybody said when they came in here, everything looked nice, it looked perfect. We did have weed problems, no question about that. But again, he said, you have some problems with weeds, but we're gonna take care of that. We want this place to be beautiful. We heard that over and over and over again, and it's not beautiful, and they're not here. They should be answering some of these questions. Shouldn't be left to you. You shouldn't be the middleman. So I'm annoyed. I just want you to know that. I'm not happy at all.
And that's fair. What Diane just said just now is fair, okay? Because I think what I'm disappointed about is that just what you just said just now. We had Bob Hargis that came in, who was the salesperson, but we also had all of the upper echelon, okay, of DTE that came in to back up every single thing that he was saying. Okay, so that's why the disappointment is mutual. I mean, don't think that, I mean, there's room for improvement. I'm not saying there isn't, and I think everybody here has to say the same thing. There is room for improvement, but what we were promised and what our expectation was, because of the way we interpreted the contract, unfortunately, was what he's living by. And so he's living with the gaps, okay? We're all living with the gaps. It's not just we're living with the results of those gaps. Now, we've not been shy about relating this information back to DTE, okay? And so that's all I can say right now. But what you're saying, everything that you're saying is not a lie. Everything that you're saying is true. It's what we're experiencing right now, but it's not the expectation that we had originally.
Correct.
So now that you're letting them know that, what they have to do, what we have to do is figure out how to make this better, okay? So I'm just making that comment, but I know we have other questions, so yes, you had your hand up.
Can I say one more thing?
I'm sorry,
One more thing.
yeah,
And again, Rodney, I'm not blaming you. I know you don't have any control. Just the fact that they said we're gonna have an ice cream social, gave us a date, so on and so forth. I don't care about the ice cream, believe me, I don't.
right,
We never got any communication, whether it's on or it's off or anything. Kathy had a call, whoever she called,
I did.
to see what's going on. And, oh no, that's been canceled. Didn't anybody tell you? Well, no, nobody told
I
us.
didn't know either.
There's no communication. And that's my.
So
concern.
that's why I'm saying,
All the promises and no follow.
so,
Was.
I'm not happy with DTE. But I'm not saying that this is DTE, okay? It is DTE because they're responsible for doing the work. But the promises that were made to us that we have, we didn't ask for a ice cream social, okay? It was, would you like to have an ice cream social? Yes, okay, we'll do the week of the 28th. Unfortunately, I was out, okay, for a time period. Okay, so all I'm trying to say is that the communication that goes between corporate DTE and this group of DTE that are actual workers is this, okay? It has to become this. And we're in the process of doing that. Okay, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Yes.
Okay. Number one, the reason why you're seeing the grass high in some spots, low in other spots, and wasn't like that with Marty, is because he's using smaller machines. The machines they're using are huge. Our property is not even, okay? So when they fly over it, there's gonna be spots that miss because it's a dip. So that's why the landscape doesn't look good like that. It's the machines are huge. They're way bigger than what he used. He had small little machines. And they went back and forth a few times. They went around. I mean, it was a big difference to what machinery is gonna use. And the same thing with the blowers. The blowers that you guys use are meant for like a highway or a golf course, because they came by my house and a guy blew all the dirt. They trimmed the hedges that was next in the park next to me. And the guy turned around and blew all of it into my air conditioner. And when I saw it on my camera, I was looking out. Literally dirt went in my screen room. I mean, I can show you the pictures. I had dirt on my electrical box because he was blowing it up the wall. It was raining all over the place. Okay, I came here and talked to the owner.
Is your house in the corner? Here?
Yes, okay, so now they have been doing a better job because I don't want them, they shouldn't even be blowing back there. If they've got a little bit of, with a little bit of trim, it should have been rigged out. It wouldn't take you 2 minutes. They're constantly blowing, but they have calmed down on that, at least by my house. I don't know about anybody else, because I don't like it, because we have patio doors and it also blows the dirt inside. I'll have to come back to my living room door. So the blowers he used to use were smaller too. The guy had a little pack and it was a smaller blower. Your guys like this. So when they come and blow, they blow it at the building and it's like, no, just blow the sidewalk. So I go out sweeping now before they come and they know now I'm just gonna sweep it because I don't want all that dust in my house. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say. They have gotten better for me since that day that I had a fit about it, because I came up here and talked to them, talked to your guys from here, the owners. And, but I mean, that was just common sense. Why was he blowing the dirt at my air conditioner?
That wasn't me, that was Richard, I think.
Oh, was that you? Okay, so that's what I'm saying, but to me, I mean, it is what it is, but it's because we have different machinery doing the job. So I don't know what to tell you as far as whether it's gonna look even or not, and I don't have a problem with weeds, and to be honest with you, I like trimming my own hedges, I don't need to hear that, you know, I just don't want the dirt.
Okay, all right, yes, sorry.
Nikki? Nikki?
We have a very dead palm tree on the land. What would be the process to get it cut down? Do I send him a note? He will let her know? What's the process? And why haven't you noticed it? You've been riding around.
You have about
There's 8 dead trees.
there's 8 dead palm trees on your property, at
Okay,
least 8 dead count. I've cut a few already, the thing is, I can't touch these trees unless the HOA approves it. I can't touch these trees, but depending,
tree needs to go away, so tell me what to do.
and if you have a tree, like you're saying in your area, I've seen most of it, I know, I haven't listened to most of it, but things, what happens with the tree. If you send a work order to the board send it to me. Then I go to Melissa or be handled from there.
Okay, remember we have the board meeting in 10
Melissa wanted to
minutes.
say something.
Okay,
I'm listening. Okay.
Melissa, you have to speak louder than that, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
In your development, I was here all weekend. And I went through section 1, 2, 3. I walked everybody's backyard, walked everything, counted everything here. You have a lot of dead trees. You have a lot of palms that are dead, and you have trees that are dying. And that was my question to Ron this morning. I told him, I said, you guys are gonna have a lot of problems, honestly. We've been in business 32 years. I'm out of Bureau. We're a family-owned, operated company. I walk here and these trees have not been cut in a long time, especially the oaks and all the hardwoods. There's a lot of limbs that are gonna damage homes because they're physically laying on top of the roof. We get a storm, seriously, a storm like we got in October in Bureau that came through and the tornadoes came through, which will leave the tornadoes out. That's just gonna go right through these roofs. And especially section 2 on the south side. The trees that are in between the buildings, the tree can't grow anymore. It's just crunching into the buildings. And then over here on section 1, on this side, the north side, you have a cluster. As soon as you pull in and you turn, there's a cluster. Here's a home. There's a cluster of nothing but trees and palms. And then you have another cluster. I don't know if anybody's ever walked in there. But you have limbs that if somebody walks in there, you get just maybe a 40-mile-an-hour wind.
Widowmakers.
Somebody's going to get killed. I mean, honest to God, I mean.
On my night, and it's just every time there's a little bit of breeze, it just keeps flying. I put 3 work orders in.
Okay, so what my plan is we're gonna come in just like I did with the palms. It took us, I think, 6 days 6 days I was in and out here, didn't leave any debris on the ground. I had my trucks opened up. We're in and out and we just moved. And we cleaned up after we left and everything's good. With the oaks and with the hardwoods, it's gonna take a little bit longer because there's a lot more to it. Especially this side over here, section 2. On the back side, you have trees that are wrapping in the wires in the back. So we physically have to go back there, pull our bucket truck, cut all of that out, because that's gonna be an issue, that's gonna be a fire issue. And your insurance company, I don't know if anybody's aware, which I'm sure you are, limbs have to be 16 feet above the roof, meaning I have to lift that tree up off the roof. Or else, if that limb falls through your roof, they don't cover it. They don't cover it. Your homeowners will not cover it. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. And as I was walking, I was like, oh my God. I mean, I don't know how long it's been since they've been cut.
I have a question for you, dear. I know you've given the POA a quote for the hardwoods. I know you've given section 2 a quote. Have you got a quote for section 1 and section 3?
I've already sent them.
Section 3, I sent it.
Okay.
Email at section 1, I have them with us.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Sorry, Tricia, no, finish.
No, I said thank you.
I have a question, like what Nikki was saying, I live on that block. Now, you're saying, at least I think this is what I'm understanding, you cut all the palms, the big palms, like the palmetto palms that are dead. You're telling me that they've all been cut?
I have not cut down any dead. Now, nobody told me, nobody gave me a PO to tell me to do that.
Okay, so.
But I'm telling you, I have a lot.
Oh, yes, because like I said, I know exactly, it's across the street from me and that's.
I mean, I can walk.
I mean,
got
it's
it.
tall, obviously, you know, it's just,
Right.
can't be just whacked off, it needs to be cut, and the big things.
So you can do 2 ways, and this is what I don't know, that's what your community needs to tell them. I can come and what we call flush cut, you flush cut it and that leaves the stump. Or you can dig it out, dig the whole root ball out, which is very time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
We bring our kubotas in, we dig it out, and then you can plant something back, or you can put sod or whatever you wanna do, replace it with a tree. Or I flush cut it and I bring a stump grinder in and we grind it all the way down in the ground as far as you tell me how deep you wanna go, and we do it that way. So there's literally 3 ways that we can do it.
Right, okay, what would be the least expensive way to do it versus?
Least expensive is flush cutting it and it'll come off the ground about that much.
And
But if people walk, you have to put a flag because that's a trip hazard.
right, so you recommend the.
Your cheapest way without leaving a stump and causing any harm to anybody is stump grinding it down.
Right, okay, that I understand, okay.
Yes.
This is getting to something else, but Nikki, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why I had that question. In regards to Jennifer, her question about the front, the POA, I'm the rep for section 2 POA. Oh, Chris. Sorry, Chris.
Chris, yeah.
I'm the rep for section 2, the POA. Okay, the POA, the front, I totally agree with you. Is just like, whoa, what has happened to this front? The sprinklers were out. There was no sprinklers in the front at all.
It's another issue,
Period.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes, and the sprinklers were just now repaired. Okay, so no flowers, nothing could be put in there. There was no watering other than the rain that came, which was not much before. So that's the problem in the front. So yes, flowers will be put in when, I don't know, but yes, it's gonna look better. I also have one other, which I think everybody has also noticed. Again, that one, when you enter on the right-hand side, it's a date palm, I think.
Soft sign.
Yeah, when you first come in.
We just.
That disgusting looking, obviously it's dead. It was beautiful. I don't know why it died like it did, but it's obviously dead. When the fronds come off, which are huge, they're just laying on top of the hedges. And when your guys come in, when your guys come in, Uncle, how do they not see these hedges just laying there and say?
I didn't speak, sorry. I reprimanded about that yesterday, and I tell them, and I tell them, I said, this is the face. I'm trying to train them to understand the face. The face is what sells, the face is what everything. That's why I'm all about that. But I'm glad you said, I slipped my mind about the irrigation. Well, you guys have a lot of irrigation problems, not just in the front.
Oh, yeah, no, but that's the main one. I know there was
The
none.
main focal point we were saying about, like the flowers, I had to pull them all out. Because they were all dying because of irrigation. It was a wiring situation, if I'm not mistaken. It was too wide, it's fixed now. Now, about these dead palms, and I'm glad you mentioned about.
But that's that one,
palms.
just that one in particular.
These palms you see don't just get cut. It's not part like again, this is also part of the change of the contract stuff. So these palms, before I touch them, I have to get them to accept the approval, then I have to write it up and give them a price. And they have to approve that price. So that's why these trees are dead and they're sitting there, because I just can't. If it wasn't to me, I would just flush cut them off. I mean, it's easy for me, I'll flush cut them off, I'm just gonna get this flush cut them, but everything has a price. Because of the contract you guys are under now, it's a whole different ballgame. When you have that big Sylvester in the front dead, it's about 20 feet. It has a price, everything that's the difference. I want to explain to everybody, because it's not just go Cliff, Marty, done. Now, go to Marty, the board, it comes to me, I have to look at it, and if it's a palm tree like that, a small palm like this, I'll do myself, I'll flush cut, I'm not gonna charge for that, that's ridiculous. But all these other palms are big, these are big palm trees. And I have flush cut one in section 3.437, we did another one 12 something. Well, we're getting to them because we gave the HOA a price, enhancement proposal, and that's the way that works. I just don't want anybody to think that they're just being that neglected there. You guys have a budget. Not everything's gonna be handled by HOA according to their budget. Everything comes down to a budget. So when I give them a proposal, there's times I give them a proposal, they'll tell you, I take it back and I change it. And I bring it back to see if we can work together according to your budget.
Okay, all right, Mike, you had one question?
Yes, this is the one about the dead tree to the right, down at the end of the way, and it's been that way for 2 months. The other tree that's in the very front where the flowers were, that needs to be staked. It's leaning. If you look at it when you drive in or out, it is leaning back towards the wall.
Are you saying the one at the bottom is not wired?
No, it's the one
I can't
in the
touch
very
it.
center where the flowers.
Center, right.
Pull down.
It's a small tree.
It's a small-
Okay, that's the entrance, and we just addressed it again, because he just said that they were gonna clean that all up.
Yeah.
We just got the,
Straighten it back.
I know, all of that is going to be,
That's all I got.
Okay.
So let me go
yeah,
back.
but I wanna go back to the arborist, because this is really what our concerns were about the trees, so. Yeah.
Oak trees, I've got 2 of them in my yard, and they need to be cut back, and when all the leaves are off, not until it's so hard.
That's what I want to discuss, because the way that it depends on the tree. When I walk up and I see that tree, like your trees, all your trees are all brown. I mean, they're like a Christmas tree. They're real fat and brown. And they're so heavy that the limbs are all coming down like that. That's what I'm saying. We get a windstorm, like a really good windstorm, that weight, they're all just gonna go boom, 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 boom. That's what happens. They get too heavy and they just start snapping and breaking. So what we do is I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna lift the bottoms of the trees. I'm gonna drop some leaves, which obviously I have to. I'm going to go up with the bucket and up in the tree, cut everything back away from the building and raise the top up. Because I can't cut the whole 20-foot tree up top. You raise it up to about 16, 18. And I take everything off the building and leave plenty of room that is not gonna grow back. It gives us time to come back whenever it's time to trim again. So that's what we're doing. And we also take out some of the new growth, anything that's dead in it, the vines that are growing in it, we take care of all of that. So, yes.
So you have already started cutting the whole?
No, ma'am. I came and I have assessed, I put the bid together.
Okay, so let's say once the bids go out, when would you expect to
The
get?
bid's already gone up.
Okay, yeah, so, okay, when do you expect to, say, start?
So, my understanding is we got approved for 2 sessions or 20 days.
As soon as the approvals are finalized, she's ready to go.
Choose all set.
So I just said,
Finalize and go.
so I heard 2, I was going to start Monday. I was, and my thing is whenever I was cutting, and I wish the whole community was in here, and I will hope you will email everybody when I come. I get a lot of people that come out, and it's fine, but when I'm cutting hardwoods, they're up in the tree, they can't see through all of that. And I get called out, I got my guys, I'm bringing in, like 15, I got 15 to 17 guys here. I got cutters that are gonna be in different sections cutting. And they've been cutting for 20 years, so they're quick. They're quick, but I had a lot of problems when I was cutting palms. They see us cutting, and they see everything falling. But they wanna come and stand right here, right underneath it. You know, and I don't care for what, it's just. I got hit in the head about 4 months ago, honest to God, an Oakland. I literally was walking and an Oakland came out of the tree. And I was in Longwood Hospital just from a limb that came probably a little bit higher than this roof. That hit me dead center of my head and I was in the hospital for over a month. And I'm just saying just how dangerous and how just, and I got so much equipment that's gonna be working and stuff. If everybody can just really
Stay
understand,
away from the trees.
just let us do our job. And let them know that I'm only here to cut trees. That's all I'm here to do.
Okay,
And my whole job is to make your home so you're safe.
and you're gonna start Monday.
I'm starting Monday.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna leave here until I finish like I did the pumps.
Okay, so the Monday through what are the days of the week?
I'll work
Friday?
Monday through Friday and then I also work Monday through Saturday. If there's a crunch and I need to keep going and I see that, well, it's gonna take longer, I'm gonna we'll
Okay.
work Monday through Saturday.
Okay,
But I do wanna say one more thing
Sure.
about the front entrance. When you come through the guard gate, you see where they cleared on that side, but they left all their pepper trees hanging over your side. I'm cutting that. I did not include that in your bid.
Oh,
But I am cutting, just to let you know, I'm cutting all of that back 2 feet behind their fence line. Because that whole way as you come down that road, it's hard.
yeah,
I would have went over there and told them come and cut it. But I'm gonna take care of that because it looks terrible. So I do understand what you're saying about, and I think once you see me cut that front. It's not gonna be as bad as what you think it is with the landscaping. I think a lot of the trees and there's a lot of stuff that's really, as soon as you come in, it's like overwhelming. It's just overwhelming.
right.
I think once the trees are cut, you guys are gonna see a world of difference
Okay.
as you come in, and especially in the development.
Mhm.
okay.
So are you gonna do one section at a time?
I mean, well, I got approved for, I think, section 2, I think. So right now I'm gonna start section 2, but if I get approved for everything, I will put my crews in each section. And that would be best for me because we're here and I can utilize my guys and we can get the development done a lot quicker. I can put this crew in section 3, this crew in section 1 and just go.
Did you sign for the POA?
No, we haven't had a meeting yet. We have to.
Do it. Oh,
I said section 1 doesn't have down to earth.
okay, well, I don't work.
We have our own guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's what I'm just asking.
okay, all right,
You want to give me a bid, that's fine.
I did say
That's
that.
fine.
Tell my desk, I didn't, I need you email, give me the right to today.
I'll give it, yes.
Okay, so it's gonna start on Monday.
I'm the POA president and this is my treasurer over here.
Okay.
We'll have an emergency meeting and see if we can get together and whether and I will let you know if we go ahead and approve your bid. I have it.
Okay,
Can I get you through Rodney?
you can,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
yes.
Just say something. I say something.
Yeah.
Okay. When we were in negotiations here, we had several meetings with down to earth, section 1, 2, 3 in the POA. Section 1 does not have down to earth landscaping. We have Rick Herndon landscaping. We're happy with them. Everybody's got problems and everything's gonna be worked out. But what I see is there was a bunch of salesmen from down to earth selling us a bunch of stuff. And everybody was so hopped up on it. I think it was a little time constraint that Cliff was going, so we had to do something, or you guys had to do something. And the problem when you work with corporate is what I see is these guys get the worst end of it. Because them people promise us the world. And now it's nothing's in the contract, and then when they have to do something, they have to go by the contract. So what I'm saying is all the salesperson really did an injustice to Rodney and his crew from promising everything. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
yes,
I just wanna say something. All the years I've been here, we've never had this many people complaining about the work being done. So I don't know why, nothing was done right. The bushes in front of the house when they're cut, they should be cut in the back so they don't. The house. They didn't do that. Rodney was there when they came to cut my bushes. I told him, cut them, don't worry about the flowers, just cut my flowers. I was kidding. But, and then the girl does this section, and then she never cuts on the other end of the porch. And a lot of bushes that I cut are like this and this.
Okay, so I don't know,
I
and
know.
I don't know, you're hearing this right now, okay? I'm hearing it for the first time. Okay, I haven't had a discussion with Rodney, so I don't know what the answer is, okay? All I'm trying to say is, well, that's what we have the work orders for. I'm asking you, anytime you have an issue with anything to do with any of the landscaping or anything else in this place, put out a work order. Put it in there. You can put it in there anytime, any day of the week. Okay, you can put it outside, they're outside, they're in here, you can put it in here. Put a work order out so we can address it. None of us have mental telepathy. I can't follow up when I don't know to follow up about. Okay, so all I'm trying to, and I'm not saying you haven't, I'm just saying that please do that, and then you can hold us accountable, and we can also hold them accountable for things that's not being done, and why they're not being done, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just like the chitter chatter serves no purpose. It doesn't accomplish anything. Get it to us in writing. We have a process in place. Trish gets the email, we get an email. Trish forwards that email to Rodney. Rodney lets us know by the end of the day that he's gotten those work orders. And then we work from there, okay? Sometimes it's done right away, sometimes because of the arborist coming in. All this stuff that we've been getting complaints about, the trees, the hardwood trees in particular, hitting the roofs and all this kind of stuff. Some people put in two work orders. They haven't been addressed because she hasn't been here. Okay, so that she's coming in Monday. So what I'm trying to say is that we're taking care of everything as we can, okay? And Rodney has bent over backwards, okay, to make sure that we understand what is in our contract. Unfortunately, I'm not going to disagree with what Steve just said, is that when the salespeople came in and the upper echelon of DTE came in, that's the one I'm disappointed about. I'm disappointed about the salesperson, but I'm even more disappointed. We had those meetings. Anyone that wanted to attend those meetings could ask those questions. They answered those questions, and the answers that we got from the upper echelon, that we're going to have 6 people minimally here, okay, every single week. It's not in the contract, so we don't have it. But that's what we were told. So I'm just saying to you that right now this is the make or break. If this doesn't get better in the next 2 months, we're going to go someplace else.
Right.
Okay, and we've made that very clear. Okay, it's just very, very clear. Rodney knows this, and you're hearing this, I'm assuming for the first time, which is not fair to her, but I'm just saying that these are the kinds of things that we've been working forward on, all this kind of stuff, and I'm in the same place. I don't want to get all these complaints. Okay, I'm here just like you. I came in here, the first time I came here, it was to visit someone. And when we drove in, I said, oh my God, this place is so beautiful. 2 months later, I bought. Okay, my son said, you're crazy. Why are you moving to Florida? Okay. When he came down here, he was like, oh, Mom, I understand. Okay, so that's what we want here. I want the same thing that you guys want. Every single person that's on the board here wants the same thing. Rodney wants the same thing, okay? So does Melissa want the same thing. We all want to be safe here. So let's make it work. Let's do what we need to do. Yes.
And so what happened? I'm sure you escalated it to the higher management of the company. So what was their response? They made all these promises to us. And even though they might not be in the contract because of an oversight or whatever the situation is, what was their response?
No response.
No
They're not
response.
here. That's the problem. They're
Right.
not here. That's who we need to speak to. And they-
Okay.
They're all gone.
So they had no response to your, and said, everybody said, okay, these are the promises you made. And you're not living up to them. And their pushback is gonna be, it's not in the contract.
We haven't gotten a response. That's all I can say. We haven't gotten a
No
response.
response.
This will not,
That's-
after this meeting right now, I promise you that the board will be much more aggressive. Rodney, as I said, we've had very frank conversations with Rodney. I'm sure Rodney has relayed some. No, he's not, but what the point I'm trying to make is,
No, I don't.
If I may, in our branch in the real branch. I run a lot of departments in there myself. Outside of being a account manager, I run the operations and all the movements. So when I found out and I sat down with Kevin on the board and found out your contract, I do a lot of things that I can get out of trouble for. I do a lot of things I'm not supposed to here because I read the contract and I'm a guy that I don't care what you say, if it's not fair, it's not fair. So I'm the guy that I'm fortunate for you guys that I'm not a regular account manager. I'm a guy that we're not supposed to do that. I'm gonna do it anyway, on my way. Because I'm here, my guys are here, I know what's in here. Like they say, the upper echelon of corporate reason, they're not here. They don't see what I see or hear what I have to hear here, meetings and whatnot. So that's what I do. There's a lot of stuff I do here, like Melissa, for example, what she said about hearing out a section tree that's been a problem here probably for a long time, and we're not getting paid for it. We're the type that we love our jobs to a point where I don't like to hear complaints. I'm not good with complaints, paperwork, I'm not, it really hurts me. I start drilling until I get it done. So with that being said, it's unfortunate, but what's already happened with one thing, a perfect example was the pit. They told Marty and they were gonna take back that pit and all that. When I got here, I had no idea. Then Mr. Robinson and Mr. Martin Billy, they jump on me, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Now I'm very vocal, very loud, I'm Cuban, I'm very loud, obnoxious, I go to my office, I scream at my bosses. That's why I have 5 people here now. And I'm not done, and I'm gonna scream some more until I get what I want, because it puts me in a position where I'm against the wall. And it puts you guys in a position you're not getting what you thought you're supposed to be getting, because it was verbal. And unfortunate, me, I'm old school, I shake your hand, my word is my bond. Some people don't like that, it's unfortunate to say, but it's what we're dealing with today. But I assure you, I do everything I can. I discuss with them, they say, what do you think, Rodney? They don't worry about it. And I go, and I'm not supposed to do it a lot of times, but I do it anyway.
Maybe somebody wants to do Better Business Bureau, beta reviews on.
I promise you,
You know.
we will
maybe
take,
that-
we'll
maybe
take the
that
next
extra
steps.
attention.
Yeah, we'll take the next steps, yes. Thank you, really, for being here, answering the questions, honestly.
Anybody have any more questions about this?
We have a board meeting,
Okay.
okay,
Board, Marty.
so,
Take Marty.
okay, Marty,
When we talked with the salesperson that sold this, they said they had a pool to pull people from if you needed people. You worked with 2 or 3 people here for a long time. Then it got so when you would do the mowing, you never finished it. You had 3 sections to do, never finished it. 1 week until a couple of weeks ago. Another thing is with the blades, I know for a fact from talking with one of the guys that works there, his blades on his machine have not been sharpened in a month. And it shows on the entrance, when you see these spears that stick up, where they go like crazy and they come up, all they're doing is knocking them over and brushing the back of them, they're standing right back up, and you can see it every week when they do the front.
It's possible that they haven't been sharpened a week and a half.
I don't know I don't know what's going on with his then, because he told me that for a fact.
okay, so Marty, okay,
That's all, I gotta talk to you.
yeah,
I'm
okay,
gonna put some flags or talk to you after about where you gotta go with the property association. Where they aren't going far enough. I wanna talk with you about that later. Because we don't get it here.
Yeah.
So, that's all I can say.
okay,
Why don't we do it? I was on the court for it, the guy was mowing.
Yeah.
And this was little flower, like a little. And instead of mowing it, he went around it, left the circle. Why did he go around it? Just. I didn't look at it purposely, but I noticed.
Okay, okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing all this stuff. Believe me, when I say we take all of this very, very seriously. We've talked about this, that's why we have the arborist here. The good news is we're gonna start on Monday, the section 2. POA is going to have an emergency meeting. They're gonna, hopefully get that all straightened out. So we can do the POA and section 2. Section 3, they left the meeting before we got to this point, so I don't know where they're at. I have no idea, and I'll follow up with them, or we can follow up with them and say they need to get with you, right? Alrighty, so.
One question, do you know where you're gonna start with the tree trimming? Cause I would like to know if you're gonna be by London.
You know what I'm gonna do is I'll go to the very last road. And I'll start section 2 like I did with the palms, and I'll follow it around. And I'll get my crew in there, wanna go down one street, we'll start and just keep going. We'll be up front, some will be up front of the house, and then they'll be in the back of the house. And then to let you know also that, well, section 3 is not here, but when we start section 3 and also on section 2, everything that's in the middle, all the trees that are in the middle, I didn't go past that. Because there's really no need to go wait, and there's a ditch back there, on section 3 back here, there's a lot of trees that run in the middle that are coming out going towards the buildings, that's all included, but once you get to the fence line, I didn't include that. So, yes.
Now, this is for Rodney, only because other people have asked me, so I'm gonna ask you. The Robolinis, you know, the things that I hang in, obviously, they will do, I mean, they've been done, is that your guys doing that?
Yeah.
The
It's not
Robolini?
hers.
That's what I thought.
We do detail, it consists of the hedges, the spraying, we put it in. Bolini palms, you looking at it? It
Yeah.
was brown has to come down, and those palms have to get in line. If they go higher, a pineapple gun, it weakens the palms.
Right, no, I was just talking about all the dead things that I
Yeah.
had, but I have a question. When they were doing them, you know, one block would get done, let's say Crooked Lake Lane, one block would be done. They wouldn't do the other side, they would come to Colony Lane and do.
That's why
in there.
I trim
So I don't understand the process of how they're working.
That's why I'm here every day, I give them maps that they have to follow that, that's why I'm here now every day.
Okay, because like I said, there's some of them are like, look,
That's what come in more, the thing was, me and Martin talking about it, we found out they weren't following, they were jumping back and forth, they weren't
right,
listening
okay.
verbally, so I had to put it on paper.
That was the question people keep asking me. I said, okay, I'm gonna ask you. Thank you.
Oh, the ones in the back, I know that, there's a gate on section 2, and there's that field that runs east and west. I can bring the bucket truck back there. And yes, especially where the power lines are going in that one big huge oak, and there's a lot of dead stuff. Yeah. Yeah, when I can use the bucket truck, yes, but other than that, my guys go up in the ladders and they go and we rope stuff off the roof, and however we gotta do it, we do it in the safest way. Correct.
You do?
Okay,
Melissa,
Yes,
that tree that I was telling you about, that limb that keeps flopping on an eye out there because any little tiny of a breeze, do I need to put another recorder in for that?
no, you're on section 2?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm cutting everything. in
I
section 2.
like.
Right, that's all we do.
It's just.
So whoever's here in section 2, if you have an issue when you see, because I'm on every job, I do not leave a job that I'm on. If I come to your house, when you see my guys out there and you have an issue, there's something like in you, grab me. Point it out to, but anything that's anywhere near your home or on your home,
It's in the.
believe you me, it won't be whenever I get done.
Locals building. I
Yeah.
love it, believe me, but it just needs.
It answers, right, and I know that a lot of people are worried about losing shade and stuff like that.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna have to lift
This is-
that middle of that tree from the bottom up and out to get it off the building.
Cause that creates that growth,
right,
once you go in and thin it, I mean, that's part of the whole process.
Oh,
right.
you have no problem, in about 3 months, you're gonna see nothing but growth coming back.
So that's
I
what
mean,
we're gonna,
it's fair at first, within the year, it really feels like.
yeah,
And when you cut it, you train that tree to grow differently. Instead of it growing out, I want it to go up.
Melissa, I have a question from one Zoom people, but I think you have answered it already. They wanted to know whether you would get the suckers and the water sprouts from the trees also.
I took all of that, 100%.
Yes, the answer to that is yes, she does take care of all of that. I want to make sure they can hear. Yes.
Second.
Any others?
That's it.
Okay. All righty. Again, thank you for your patience here. Thank you, both of you, for being here and answering the questions. Hopefully you will stay on the board meeting. This should be a quick one, but it's nice to see new faces for the board meeting. So
I'll call you back later.
thank you.
Right? We can talk about things.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, bye.
I'll get back.
Okay. Mike, you want me? Mike, do you want me?
Yes. I got you. If you see us out there, and show you one more question, we can go back on board. I want, yeah, but I still have what the contract was, so I'm like, it's going like I had some already been taken. There's nothing but weeds on my ground. From about the street, poor John, they go to see yellow flowers all over, so that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, right, yeah.
And I said, why can't I just take it all up and resod it, because that's, you can't walk.
Oh, okay. We haven't gotten to the point about the residing, but we have been discussing. Okay, all right. What's up?
What's covered there? Where the weeds are, because that's actually, your property, here, when I say you, the
Yeah,
organization's property, it's not property, but I guess I got it very familiar.
okay, right.
Because it's so hard.
Yeah.
I did get my phone back.
Okay. All right.
Now I got to fix it around like I wanted, but, yeah, that was it, I just didn't know when they're talking trees on the ground.
Right.
What it's going to do on that.
Yeah.
And when she was talking about blowing. Really burned up. I thought flash all over it.
Yeah, so we've got to take care of that.
Just go out and sweep it up.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. How are you?
Still not on Instagram.
I think you'll like it once you get on it, that you can see past the grandkids if they're on. And then you have to get what their handle is. You just do the searching. It'll come up.
Okay.
Oh, good. Now you can get on the internet, right?
Diane Horton says, thank you very much for the informative meeting. Diane Horton says, thank you very much for the informative meeting.
Oh.
Something about it.
Oh. I'm tired. Yeah, usually that's okay. I don't know, I hate that thing. I'll just talk really, really.
Okay, call to order. Can we all stand, please? Buster's not here, so, I'll take over. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for being here. Regular call to order information, reminders, please silence all your cell phones. Remember, no crosstalk. Roll call. Art. Roll call.
Linda Williams.
Kathy Rogers.
Diane Wagner.
Not yet.
Oh, all right.
It's not official yet. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we have one.
That's all we need for the quorum. Okay, all right. Okay, and you've got that down here. All right. Sorry about all this. This is kind of a crazy day today. Okay, I'm going to read the minutes from the last meeting, April 16th. We did the call to order at 10 a.m. and the call to order today is at just 10:28. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? I know Greg is recording. Anybody else? Obviously, Zoom is. Okay. Alrighty, President Kathy Rogers, Sebastian Buster Luciano, Diane Waggerer, Frank Hansen, Harry Marty Dowler, and Linda Williams. Absent was Art Cardillo. Recording was Greg Schenk and Diane Waggerer. Secretary, motion by Linda, second by Buster, to approve minutes from the March 19th, 2025 meeting, and that was all approved. Motion by Linda, second by Buster, to approve minutes from annual meeting, February 12th, 2025, all approved. Motion by Linda, second by Buster, to approve minutes from organizational meeting, February 12th, 2025, all approved. President welcomed the new unit owner, Arlene Kaniski. Okay, and reserve study for fiscal year ending 2026 is on the website. Excellent improvement over the 3 years ago. The resident questionnaire is required by Florida statutes. Questionnaires will be going out via Condu, which is the e-voting system, as well as by USPS within the next 6 to 8 weeks. Residents are strongly encouraged to sign up for and participate in electronic voting and correspondence. Sorry?
Louder.
Speak up.
Okay. Yard clippings and bush trimmings will be picked up daily if they are out by 2 p.m. Keep vegetation separate from the trash and garbage and do not bag it. Landscrafts will continue to pick up small bulk items on Tuesdays and Fridays. That is lamps, chairs, rugs, small furniture, no appliances. HILB insurance. Anthony Ballinger will be sending more information regarding flood insurance. Motion by Diane, second by Linda, to move Board of Directors meetings from the 3rd Wednesday to the 4th Wednesday each month. 5 directors approved. Frank had to step out to the meeting for a short time. Use work orders for all requests, concerns, or special needs. Down to Earth will host an ice cream social. More information to follow. Section 2, 3, and POA are invited. Mulch is not covered in the Down to Earth contract. It is an additional charge and will be done upon request. Mulching of Section 2 is done in the fall, September, October, or November as requested and scheduled. Real estate, 3 closed, 2 closings pending. Maintenance fees are due on the 1st of the month and late on the 10th. If you're not using automatic, payment option, ACH, your payment must be posted to your account on or before the 10th of the month, beginning July 1st, 2025. All late payments will will incur a $25 late fee. Motion by Diane, second by Linda, to charge late fee on delinquent payments. All approved. Treasurer, financials on the website. Approximately 15% under budget. Receive first draft of auditor's report for the fiscal year ending 2024. Will review as soon as possible. Vice President Sebastian Buster Luciano will be retiring effective May 28th, 2025. His years of service and dedication are appreciated, and he will be greatly missed. If anyone is interested in an active board position, please contact the office. Buildings, repair and updating of the old lift station is complete. Door replacements will be completed today. Researching costs for replacing front doors to clubhouse. More discussion is needed. Pool patio will be cleaned and resanded in the near future. Pool heater has been fixed. Rodent traps will be placed at every building due to increased rodent activity. Motion by Frank, second by Linda, to install security cameras in and around the clubhouse, parking area, and pool area. Cost not to exceed $6,000. Updated electric will be extra, not included in camera contract. All approved. Grounds, Marty will meet with Down to Earth to discuss some dissatisfaction among the membership. POA, Linda report from April 10th. Old business, none. New business, security cameras discussed earlier. General discussion, complaints with Down to Earth. Complaints must be reported in writing, work orders, or email. Marty left at 11:15 prior to commitment. Questions on foundation repair and questions on cleaning of pool deck. Adjourned at 11:30 a.m.
Need a motion first to accept?
I make a motion to accept the.
All in favor? Opposed?
Anybody second?
Oh,
That's right.
oh, you can't. Oh. Hang on, give me a second. Oh.
Marty,
Wasn't there.
yeah, Marty's the second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. Alrighty. All right, Buster's resignation. Buster's not here today. He did come in earlier this morning. And he did present his letter of resignation. And I'll read it now. Dear Kathy Rogers and the Board of Directors of High Point Section 2, because of personal and health reasons, I sadly resign from the board as of today, May 28th, 2025. I am proud and honored to have served as a board member for all these years. Thank you all. Respectfully submitted, Sebastian Buster Luciano. It's signed and it's dated 5/28/25. Someone's going to make a motion to accept it.
I make the motion to accept Buster's resignation.
Anybody second to accept it? Okay, Art seconded. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. We planned on doing something for him today at this meeting. But because of, Buster not being available to be here today, we're gonna put it off to another time, okay? We absolutely want to recognize all of his support over the time. I'm sorry. It's just got me upset. Anyway, so we haven't forgotten him and I never will. And I so appreciate all that he's done to help me be part of this as the president. He's been someone that I'll probably say this all again, but he's supported me. He's helped me in so many ways. I can't even mention. So this is an upsetting day to me because of that. But the good news is that we have someone that has volunteered to replace his board, not his role, but his board position. It's Ed Flanagan, and Ed has a very, 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 very extensive experience that's very similar to Frank's. And Frank and he are working already together. They've been working before this all came up together to take care of some of the stuff that goes on in here. So I really feel very confident that he would be a good replacement on the board to fulfill that role. Okay, so we haven't, I guess I make a motion to appoint Ed Flanagan to the board for section 2.
I second.
Second motion.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, there's not anyone that's gonna be opposed. We've all interviewed him extensively. And he knows all the good, the bad, and the ugly about being on the board. And also is very willing and knowledgeable to help us, okay, to become even better than we are right now. So I really welcome you very sincerely, and I'm very happy that you're going to be coming on to the board. And wish you best of luck, and you know that all of us support you.
Yeah.
So we've already voted him in, and I would like to welcome him so we can all welcome him to the board. Okay. So, anyway, I apologize. Where am I? Real estate? No, I'm, okay, what? The what?
Car keys.
Oh, sorry, okay, yeah. Sorry. Car keys. What I found out the other day, I needed to have some keys made for my home. And I asked around and said, where should I go? And someone mentioned, I think it was Linda, said we should go to Walmart. It may not have been Linda, but somebody did mention, go to Walmart. They have a place that you can do that. Well, guess what? When I was there, I know I needed an extra key for my car because I don't have one. They make them there, and they're like $1.10. So you don't have the fob, you know, like the entrance to get in, but at least you have an extra key. So I'm just saying, I'm just wanted to mention it to people because other people have said the same thing. I only have one key. God, if I lose it, what happens? But at least this way, you've got that part that has the key, the part that goes into, because you can use it in your door. I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but you can use that key in your door. You don't have to use the clicker to get into your car. So, okay, I just wanted to mention that because I didn't know about it, and I was very relieved to hear that because now I have spare. So in the event that someone is going to be away and you want to leave a key, if you have your car here, that kind of stuff, or you want to give it to your neighbor in case you've lost your key, all that. Anyway, I just wanted to mention it. That's all. And for my glasses, I'll be able to see. Okay, real estate. We did 2 of them. We have sold 2, and they're both going to be closing in June. And we've gotten a good price for both of them. We have a couple of others too that are also in the works right now, but we haven't vetted them at all. Okay, but these have already been approved and all that stuff. So those 2 for sure will go through in June. Okay, Linda, e-vote.
Okay, on the, hang on a second. The e-voting, it's now a consent form, but the e-voting would be obviously what you know. When we did it back in February, we had 137, which was great. Now we have 151 that have actually opted in to receive stuff like that they can submit back to us through that company. In midsummer, okay, there's a resident questionnaire that's going to go out by state statute every 3 years. So it's people who are safety vote will get this questionnaire through their email. They'll get a link. Same thing. You put your password in. You answer all the questions, which are obvious, one resident questionnaire, and submit it, and it's done. Now, the people who have not opted in, which are about 40 people, have not opted in at all. They've filled out the form. They will receive their questionnaire in the mail. There's not going to be any change to that. Now, we still have 113 people who have not excuse me. After you take off the 40, there's maybe another 73 units that have not responded at all, yes or no, okay? We have to send them the resident questionnaire in the mail, which is costly. It's the stamps, it's the ink, it's the paper, it's just the time, it's very time consuming. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to try to get more people to actually be able to do it online. I have the forms here, so anybody here that has not even filled out the form at all, yes or no, I do have the forms here, okay? And it is easy to do if you do opt in to receive these things, through the email. I'm not talking about messages. I'm talking about like the voting and the resident questionnaire. I'm not talking about normal messages that you get. And you certainly have the option of opting out. We're not going to force you to do it by email. You can opt out, but it is easy. And if you choose to opt in and you're not sure of how to, do your password and all that, if you come into the office, we can do it for you. It's a simple step. Buster, who does not like to do these things, we were able to do it with him on his phone within 2 minutes. And he was able to submit his thing to get started, and he was able to e-vote, okay? So it's simple. So just come in, talk to me about it. If you're not sure whether you filled one out or not, come in, even call me on the phone. I can look it up to see if you have a form in there. So if you could do that for me, I certainly would appreciate it, because it is time consuming and it will save you money, number one, as an association, because you're not paying for the expense of mailing. For what we do for the e-voting or this resident questionnaire, it's $300 a year, period. We could send you stuff 5 times that you need to submit. It's still going to be $300 a year. But anything that's mandatory, we do have to send the other people paper ballots, paper whatever. So it is costly. So if you know anybody that has not get their response, and please have them call me and I will get them a form. Okay.
Is there a proactive measure to try and reach out to the people?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I can volunteer to help call people.
That'd be great.
actually, that would actually be a good idea. I never even thought about that. Yeah, because what I do in the office, it's time consuming, so I can't just start making calls. It's hard, but actually, that's actually a good idea.
I mean, I can give you a list and
That's actually a very good idea, because I do have the list of people who have not responded. Actually, that's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Put into Elizabeth. Boy, when it comes in manual, it takes it's a lot of effort, it's a long time. It's prone to misfire, just anything, but that election filing voting couldn't be easier.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It's fun.
it's like any,
It's
any,
for the community, so.
it's
Well,
good for
that's it.
everybody and
And it's a financial advantage. It definitely is. Without that, you know how expensive it costs for one stamp. Thank you. Yeah, when I get more, almost kind of organized, I have Carol's list and all list put together.
If you're gonna do that, make sure if you were, I've already done it, but you're gonna call me, I don't have you in my contact list. If you don't leave a message, I don't get the message. So if you call somebody and they don't answer, leave a message. Of course, sir.
Well, that's the whole purpose of the call.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I don't know, unrecognized, I get so many spam calls that you get in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, Fran. That's true. But no, that's a good idea. And we'll see if we can work that out. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm done. I hope everybody could hear me.
Yes. Oh,
Great. We don't have any reports for April. We're still working with the accountant to get a final audit for 2024, and hopefully we'll have April out Yes, I hope next week, possibly the week after, but not too much. It'll be done at least. by the week after.
sorry.
This one.
No, the only one that works is that one over there, Don. And you have to swallow it.
What?
Swallow it. Swallow it.
Remember, shut it down and turn it off.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Better.
Okay, then we don't have April financials because we're still working on the account to close out the year 2024. We should have financials hopefully by next week. That's all we have.
They asked to add this one thing, we came in, Marlene snuck in, she did print out a copy, but. Just looking at it, glancing at it, it looks good, grateful. But Diane's right, we hadn't had time to digest it, really look at it. See if there's anything strange, but I think to April, we all. I can be sure that we're on budget, we're even a little better than budget, so. But we'll have more detail next one.
Okay. You have to,
No, you don't have to. You're just speaking to it.
the buildings, we were gonna get an update from Frank, but he's not here, so we're gonna get it from Frank Jr.
That's it. All right, Frank gave me some updates on some of the stuff that's going on. Right now, we're in the process of replacing a rusted out pipe here. Seen it up on the corner there. A new manhole has been ordered and is scheduled to be delivered by next Monday. And with the work to be completed by the end of next week. So what happened is it's a metal pipe that goes from one manhole to the other. And at the bottom of the metal pipe was completely rusted out. So it's a 24 inch.
What's running through it?
Storm sewer, just rainwater. And so that whole thing has to be replaced, and the manhole itself was so deteriorated that they're gonna replace the manhole also while they're replacing the pipe. It's concrete manhole. They're going from a round manhole to a rectangular one. And it had to be ordered, and it had to be, made by a precast company. So that's coming in supposedly Friday or Monday. And then, Frank tells me the rest of the work should be completed by the end of the next week.
And is the pipe metal or PVC that they're?
It'll be a type of, it's not PVC, but it's a plastic. And what they have, we were fortunate that when it goes across the High Point Boulevard, it goes across from the manhole by the pond all the way over to the other side of the road, and it's all concrete pipe.
Okay.
For some reason, when they built this place, they must have ran out of concrete pipe, so they put in this metal pipe. It's corrugated, you've seen it's corrugated pipe, and it's 24 inch. The concrete pipe is 36 inches. So they just slid it inside, one pipe to the other, sleeved it. So they're gonna do it right with the coupling and all that stuff and put in the 36 inch plastic pipe, I'll call it plastic pipe, into the new manhole. And the whole thing was caving in because it was leaking right around the manhole. So the transformer that sat right next to it was starting to tip in. So we had a Florida Light and Power had to come out, and they actually had to take the transformer out. It only affected one building, so we had to backfeed from some other building to that building to keep them going. So Frank was on top of it. He got it all organized, and that should be done next week and the next week. So the other thing we got is that our sprinkler system is being inspected to make sure that they're all working order and adjusted correctly. You guys all know Lionel. He was hired back, so I guess they hired him. I'm not sure how that worked, but I think Frank got separately to go around and adjust all of the sprinklers and make sure they're working properly. So he's doing, I think he said the 100 block is next. He's going around to all section 2, every building.
That's checking them all around each building.
Yeah.
Because I know some of ours aren't.
Yeah, and if you see him, I had to go out and tell him because I had 2 sprinklers.
They all are.
Well, we were sitting in the living room, all of a sudden the water comes on. Who's turning the sprinkler on? It was Lionel checking them out. And 2 of our sprinklers were going right onto our front patio, which is a real slick tile. So I told him to readjust. If you see him, tell him, if you got a problem, he'll try to correct it.
Okay, so I'm not sure what his schedule is, but he'll be going around doing that. The other thing Frank told me about was got the rat bait traps. There's these black plastic boxes that they put outside of the buildings. They were installed by Rocket Pest Control, and they'll stay in place, according to Frank, for approximately 5 more months. They got a 6-month contract that they're going to maintain them, make sure they get a rat. The rats don't go in there; it's just a bait. So they eat the bait and then they go and die, try to get water, and they shrivel up. So they're going to stay in place for the next 5 months. And then Frank told me that after that, we own the boxes. So if we need to use them in the future, we have them. He knows where to buy the bait. We can actually do it ourselves. Just put the bait out, put the box out.
When did this become a problem? You've been here over 5 years and never had a.
The only thing I can tell you is because of what's happening in the back, they're disturbing a lot of wildlife. The building going on over here in the Savannas area.
It's been on the news.
Oh, really?
No, that's all rumors, Pauline. It's got to do with that.
They are.
I know.
Okay, but then a whole lot going to do.
Yeah, okay. All right, so anyway, so you own the traps after this contract ends, and then we'll store them, and then if we need to use them, if necessary, we can use them again. And we don't have to have a contract to do it. Frank is also getting a price to furnish and install instantaneous hot water heater for the outdoor pool shower. Because when you turn it on, you gotta wait like, I don't know, 1.5 minutes for hot water. You put a high flow head on there, but it's still doesn't come out as quick as everybody would like to have it.
So no excuses for not taking a shower before going into the pool.
Right. This is a instantaneous hot water heater. It's electric. It's about this big. It's going to be mounted right in the back of the shower inside. They're also going to put an outdoor hose bid, they call it, spigot, so we can wash down the area. Keep the shower and the pool deck clean. So that he's getting the price on that. Haven't heard anything from him recently. Okay, but last but not least, we're having a pool party on June 2nd. But don't get excited because it's not what you think. We're looking for volunteers to help us with a pool maintenance project that Art and Frank have been working on. And we're going to be pressure washing the pool deck. And we're going to fill it with polymetric sand, all the cracks. And then what you do is you water it all down and it keeps any weeds from growing through. But first they're going to go through and pressure wash everything. And
Including some of the furniture.
Okay.
And acres that need it.
Right.
And the big bases and things.
so they put the sand in between. They're concrete pavers that, obviously, you're going to put the sand in between. So we need some help starting at 7 a.m. I won't be there. To move bags of sand from over here. I guess they're stored over in this area.
Yeah, maybe they'll drop.
Maybe we'll drop them off, but we got to get them.
Whoever's getting them should have them dropped off.
Okay, and then they're gonna bring the bags over here, and we need at 10 o'clock, that's when we really need the help, is to have people come to broom the sand throughout the whole deck. You gotta broom the sand into the cracks and sweep it out. We'll probably end up blowing a lot of it. I don't know how it's gonna work. I guess we got a blower that we're gonna use. And so this is a BYOB party. Bring your own broom. Okay, so everybody's got to bring their own broom because we don't have enough brooms. So I don't know how many people are going to volunteer, but spread the word that we do need help on June 2nd, 7 a.m. or 10 o'clock, whichever. You're an early bird, you'll be there at 7 if not.
That's next Saturday.
That's a Monday, I believe. Monday. Yeah.
Did you and Frank discuss how long it's gonna take to get the power washing done?
No, I didn't. Frank didn't tell me. I don't know.
The chances are it's not gonna be done in one day. I mean, I think Bob's gonna do it.
Can you do it?
Bob's, I don't think it'll be done in one day. The sanding will have to be done after all the power washing's done and it's dry and it dries up. So it could be Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, but the point being, when the time comes, we are gonna ask for some volunteers. I'm sure we can count on you. You're there all the time and know the ins and outs. good as anybody. And
They're gonna have a hose there,
Yeah.
what sand down once it's in.
well, yeah, definitely have to do that. There's really nobody else here, but I mean, you do enough around here, but if you want to help out,
Yeah.
that's good, and pass the word to people you see at the pool. That if we get 4 or 5 guys doing it, we can do it in no time.
But this is, I mean, this
And
is,
then we'll go around, we're also gonna go around, we'll look at the bases, some of them starting to corrode a little bit, maybe we can get by with a spray painting or maybe some new bases. Or tighten up the tables, clean those up, the chairs, we're gonna check all the umbrellas, it's not gonna surprise me if we need another 1 or 2 umbrellas just to get back, and that should get the pool area in really good shape, and if you put that spigot out there, like
Yeah.
you're talking about,
it's supposed to be.
it'll be easier to keep things clean. And if you put the polymeric sand into the corners, like all those weeds that go around, the perimeter of the pool and near the steps over here, which always bother me, they should be gone. And it should look really,
Right.
it should really look good.
As far as the date and time, that's what Frank gave me, so I
Yeah.
don't know if he's got something else in his mind, but we'll have to.
Maybe he's got a couple coming, he's renting another one now, but
I don't know.
be aware, it could be as early as June, it could be as early as Monday, as late as maybe Wednesday.
How do we let him know? Just email?
Well, that's email.
Yeah,
Email?
or we'll just talk to people at the pool, like, as we see them.
What? The blast.
We could put a blast out too,
If you
sure,
want.
that makes.
Might say, well, okay, if it's Brooks, we can sand or whatever,
That's right, it's not just a man.
And a welcome.
Yeah.
Anybody can help. Put it on the bulletin board, but we'll put it on the email.
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 We got an email,
Facebook.
when the action is gonna be, but that's what Frank mentioned to me, so he's not here to,
So finally, we're doing it after months of talking about it.
right? And that's it for me, for Frank. From Frank. Jr.
Welcome, welcome and thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I think you're next, so.
Okay, we pretty much talked about the pool, so all that's good. One thing we did about a week ago is, maybe a lot of you know already, we put in security cameras inside the clubhouse and all around the perimeter of the clubhouse for obviously security reasons, but also safety reasons too. You can just see, if somebody would slip, fall or whatever. It's just good to have a record of what's going on, the way things are changing a little bit. And so that's been working fine, so that's. It's not monitored, what the cameras are gonna be is really. If an incident occurs, we just rewind and go back and see what happened and things like that. So we're not gonna be like staring at anybody.
And you can see where they're spotted here in the clubhouse here, the hallway.
Yeah, the whole room is covered, the kitchen is covered, the hallway is covered. And I guess in the past with a little filtering going on in the kitchen. And but it was done for what we got, I think we got a fantastic feel, and cameras are all high definition and it looks really cool. Now, the big thing we've been talking about this week, and I always bring it up, like, what are we gonna do with the shuffleboard courts? Nobody really plays. I mean, and if you are gonna play, section 3 has a nicer environment to play there with the overhead, so you're out of the sun. So we're thinking very hard about just. And when it's not, and usually people are walking, say it's night, say you wanna take a shortcut from there to the bocce court or the tennis court, you know how uneven it is, you got the game itself is, just higher, much higher, and there's slopes. So we decided we're just gonna concrete that all level. Just, now you're just gonna have a concrete, basic slab there. So now we're thinking about, okay, what are we gonna put there? So we're looking for ideas to how we could use it. One real good idea came up, and I think Ed suggested it, was possibly we could put in like a putting green. After it's cemented, rooted the holes, put in a AstroTurf and put 5 or 6 holes, make it big enough that people can go out there and just putt. For part of it. Or cornholes are also on the table, there's plenty of room for cornhole. And if we did get it, and there's no people interested, we'd get permanent ones, not one that you have to set up yourself. So it'll always be there. So if that's something people want, please let us know. The bocce, we have the 2 courts there, I think. You know, when the league's in play, it gets a lot of use. When the league's not in play, it's used sporadically. I think we probably have enough bocce courts for now. So I don't think we'll be doing anything with bocce. But we're also kicking around. Possibly, I don't know if any of you have seen these outside exercise equipment. Like these steel things, I think there's downtown, if you go down by the marina, they have a section there.
Yeah, that's nice.
So we're thinking maybe we would get, use part of it and get, 4 or 5 pieces of equipment. That would be practical for people, for seniors,
yes.
for seniors.
Yeah, they're seeing.
And people get some good use out of that and get some exercise. And it would look nice, it would be attractive, and it's not gonna hurt any value, so it's only gonna help. I mean, I think Kathy, when people buy here, a lot of people always ask, is there an exercise room or is there that? So like, that'd be a plus, but again, that's something that.
They use the pool.
I'm sorry?
Does anyone use the? pool?
Yes, surprisingly, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The only drawback on that is you said steel. That's gonna get hot.
Well, it's powder coated.
Powder
White color, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So not that.
No, it's not like a.
You're gonna hand out
Stainless
gloves.
steel.
No, it'll be made for that and no maintenance.
Right.
There's things to find out if.
Just put a bench around so people like me can walk.
Well, there's,
I
that's,
was gonna say that.
that's the first, that's already there. It's fully down on that.
Yeah, those benches are.
So we just think that might be a nice upgrade for the community and for people.
What I recognize is in some of these other places that it actually becomes a gathering place, People like to walk, they walk around the property and they go by and say, well, let's do some of this too, let's try this machine. And they come in to get into a routine and you exercise. And we're thinking about different ones that actually work for all your muscles, but they're all senior approved. So they're nothing where you're gonna,
Heavyweight one.
no, they're not heavyweight.
And a lot of it,
Different ones.
and more of it will probably lean towards aerobics, but there'll be some weight there, like,
Weight bearing, but a lot of aerobic.
like a pull bar or something like that, a chest press, an overhead type thing.
Right.
But most of it's gonna be like more like a bike and, aerobic type thing.
Right.
Hold up that one, those elements.
It will,
Yeah, it will.
That's just meant to be, this is,
Oh, yeah.
that's what it's made for.
And
It's like one of the newest,
Throw a leg press.
I'm sorry.
Make sure you throw a leg press in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That,
he wants a leg press.
I think that's senior legs, your legs don't look boring then, so I think. So that's a good possibility, and also, we go there. Work out, walk over here,
Take a shower.
take a shower. Take a shower, jump in the pool. So it'll be nice, we'll have a nice little recreational area.
You got everything in one area.
So that's something we're thinking about. Other than that, that's it, even if we don't, it's my opinion, if we do anything to the pool's still in fantastic condition, shape. The service we have, they keep that water as clean as possible. And, we're lucky to have them. I think that's all I have to say.
Okay, Linda?
Oh, sorry.
What's the deal with that big plastic tank over by the police station?
Oh, that's section 1.
Well,
Yeah,
Section
I saw.
I know.
Anybody pass?
What we found out, what Frank found out was that it's owned by the city. So I guess he's reached out to the city to get it out of here. It's not, section 1 doesn't own it, it's the city owns it. That's what I was told. No, I guess that's, the city brought it when they're having trouble to facilitate whatever problem they were having.
To kill the smell.
Yeah, so was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the city has got to get it out of there, so you know how the city is, I guess Frank's been on that case to try to get it out of there. But, it's not section 1 problem at this point, I guess. So. I don't know how to report it.
Find one of those artists that paints the traffic signal boxes on the toilet. And a nice little decorative thing.
Oh, yeah, but it's graffiti.
Once again.
You can just plant on the, on your way out on that side where the big.
Pauline, that's POA stuff. That's all to do with POA, not section 2.
What's the,
All the points, yeah.
Still POA stuff, sweetheart. If you want to talk to me about it afterwards, I can talk to you about it.
No.
Okay, once again, let's hold all the questions for general discussion, please. So
I
we can
think
get
we're
through the
Oh,
agenda.
I didn't know that, I did that.
Yeah. I think we're at that point, general discussion.
Yeah, we're on the POA. I got to do the POA.
Oh, the POA thing.
Go ahead. Okay, this is the POA notes from the meeting from May 15th. Okay, camera line, can you hear me? Okay, camera lines have been installed by hot wire from the pit area, so they're gonna be monitoring the pit area, but it's not all set up yet. No date on when the camera installation will be done. Matula has completed all the electrical work in the front and at the guard gate, you know, the lights. Power washing of the front wall was done. There is a problem with the columns, and that has to be repaired before painting is done. All sections need to inform their residents that anyone doing work in their units must let the vendors know that they cannot dump in the pit area. Security solutions, this is the gate. Discussion regarding how many people are allowed on the permanent list. I guess each section, maybe one section might allow 4, another section 3. That we don't know, but that was one of the questions that was brought up. At the next meeting, which is June 12th, all sections will be invited to the meeting where they can have discussions with the gate guards. All the sections should add this to their newsletter, meaning the gate guards would come in, the person who's in charge of the gate guard. So if you have an issue in regards to the gate or something you're not think the gate guard should be doing or whatever, and the gate guards can also respond back to you. So that would be a good meeting for anybody to attend that has any concerns in regarding the gate and the gate guards. That would be June 12th. Every person that, and it starts at 1 o'clock in section 2. Every person, every person going through the gate must show their driver's license, even if the guard knows who they are. No guard should be just whoop, pushing somebody in simply because they know who it is, even if it's Trish. They know who Trish is, it doesn't matter. If Trish goes through the guard part, not the resident gate, but the guard part, they have to ask her for her ID. So if you see a guard just waving somebody in and he doesn't even get out of his seat, obviously he hasn't looked at their ID. Just let us know the time and then Trish can take care of it. Okay, also, if a resident's going through their section and the guard has somebody waiting, he needs to have that person wait because the resident needs to go before whatever, somebody else coming in. So that has been addressed several times, and and if you do have that problem, you have the right of right versus this person, even if their arm is up, they need to wait for you. So that's the guard's responsibility to let that person know they need to wait for somebody coming through.
That's what security school.
Right, and Livonia, okay, if you do have a problem, the lady's name is Livonia. She can't fix it if she doesn't know what the problem is. So there is a problem, let Trish know, and she in turn will let Livonia know if you have a problem. There was also a discussion regarding speeding, especially when people first come in. 20 miles per hour is the speed limit through all of High Point. Okay, the vice president's report. The new cord for the flagpole was installed. All lights are working. Sprinkler system is working, so new plants will go in the front. The dead palm on the right side coming in will be replaced. So that was already discussed at the last meeting we had. The treasurer's report as of 5/15, all bills have been paid. Then there was a discussion on the canal. Several different entities own part of the canal. It's not just we own the canal. It's part of it, a private person owns part of it, we own part of it. So, but the POA is gonna check on how much to spray, that it would cost to spray the canal. Steve is looking into that. And then there was discussion on the trash bins. When the empty bins are put back down by the company, they just kind of put them anywhere so that DTE cannot get their equipment out. So they have to move over these trash bins. So they had suggested maybe to yellow lines around the trash bins that hopefully maybe the company would say, oh, okay, that's where it goes. To make it easier, that they're going to try that to see if that works. Let's see. Oh, then there was an open discussion. Martine, who does a lot of work here, will be informed she cannot use the pit area. The meeting was adjourned at 1:35 and next meeting is June 12th. There was a lot going on at that meeting, so that's it.
Yes. The little road on the side of the cabins where we pull out the side of the road.
Oh, I know what I'd have to ask about that, but I understand what you're saying. When you go to empty your garbage, there's a certain mess. And also, I think it's been repaired, but I don't know. There was a hole. There was a, what was it? What do you call that? The line that was broken.
I think it's
Sprinkler line. But there was something, a water line of some sort was broken there. So this hole. So I was walking just hardly ever empty my garbage that way, but I did it and go huge hole. And they had one time they had a big piece of tile across it. I don't know who did that. And then another time they had just a piece of foam.
Styrofoam.
I'm going, this isn't gonna work. So there was a couple of guys there and I said, so we looked for something. So we found 2 5-gallon cans or whatever and put them in the hole. So it would kind of, nobody's gonna walk in it. So Trish was informed as the, POA person and to see who was gonna take care of it. I don't know if it was taken care of or not, but I did let them know. I know what you're talking about, the outside part, that I know, that I don't know, but I think it's a good idea and all I can do is ask the POA at the next meeting. I will ask, okay? Actually, I'm not gonna be at the next meeting, but I'll let them know that's a concern.
Suggested, of course, going first, go all the way up as a courtesy to other people who want to park there to park their trash.
Right, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's just a courtesy, what are you gonna do? But yes, of course, we should suggest that. But I will ask the POA in regards to what your question is about paving in that area. Yeah. Oh, and the pathway, yes. I agree because like I said, I use it occasionally when I don't wake up in time on a Friday, but yeah, that I don't know, but I will certainly ask if there are any plans or if they're talking about it or if they're discussing it. So any questions you might have in regards to the POA, yes, I will relay it to the POA for you.
And still people leaving garbage out, so.
Oh, yeah.
I always pick it up when I see it, but I get a little tired.
Sure, no, I agree with you. It's not that big a deal to throw it in the bin. I mean, I totally agree with you. Yes, I totally agree with you. So
Like 3 bags outside.
I know why they do it. I do not know. And you do it during the daytime. I'm never going to do it at night with the raccoons, so ever. But it is what it is.
Will the camera pick that up? 'Cause I saw that too. It was awful.
Yes, will the cameras pick that up?
Eventually when this camera's installed,
Yeah.
that's exactly what they're going to be picking up
Okay,
as
good.
who's dropping them off. And I think that you're going to find it's going to be people who, like caregivers and stuff like that, who come in and drop off the trash and they don't bother to go and actually drop it off where it should be dropped property and that's the thing.
I had an elderly lady dropping a wall for the outside of the apartment when you pull up.
Oh.
And I said, what are you doing? She said, I always do this, don't tell me what to do.
You should have taken a picture of her.
Take a driver's license, even
Take a picture of her.
Picture, but I said, well, why are you doing that? And I do this all the time, don't tell me what.
Take a picture of her driver's license, I mean, not her driver's license, the tag. and
Registration.
I don't think I don't carry my phone to the trash.
Next time, carry your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
An elderly lady section,
Right. Yeah.
So you can see all of the footage. You don't put footage every day, you're not gonna.
Right.
So we have to still, a work order or something in saying somebody left the trash.
If you know who it is, and you know, yeah,
No, but if we don't know who it is,
then there's not much you can do.
Yes, you can say, you can say what time,
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
what time?
you know, what day, what time, approximately, it doesn't have to be on by the minute,
Yep.
but-
Yeah.
Cam will give you all that.
I have a quick, will the camera give you the outside, that with that area where the cars parked, or just into the?
I don't
picture?
know. We're
Okay.
not, when it's
I
installed,
had
we'll
a
know.
Pickup truck dropping trash off one night, drove in there, took the chain off, I said, do you live here? He said, what do you care? I said, I'm a board member and I'm concerned. I said, we think that trash should be taken out of here. Do you live here? And he gave his deal.
Yeah.
So, I see the truck in here a lot. I think it's the son or somebody, but it's not.
Good for you for saying something.
Yeah, thank you.
I had to. Yeah, we gotta be careful. I said,
You gotta be careful, but
I know, I'll get killed, but. Be careful, the car don't be there.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, again, question, what is the audit gonna be available to the residents? Last month, they said you had to go over it a little bit, and you shouldn't have it. I'll spell that out.
Well, that's exactly what we're working on. We have to.
I thought the auditor was, we're talking about,
Yeah, and we got the.
Results.
The preliminary audit, and we have to make some adjustments, which we will do, and then we'll get another audit, make sure it's okay, and then we'll put it out.
oh, okay. And another question, anytime you make changes to the common areas, is it required the residents vote on it?
Depending on what it is, and
Say like the, the recreation stuff you wanna put in.
I'm not
You're
sure.
doing away with the shuffleboard, which is part of the common areas.
Yeah,
Residents have to vote on that.
we'd have to check with the lawyer on that. I'm not positive how that works.
I mean, sometimes things are just common sense, and like, why do we have to increase costs by checking with lawyers and things like that?
Well, it's part of, it's,
It is part of the contract, but like, sometimes it's just so obvious, like, why do we have, you know, people are always worried about expenses and things like that. Why do we have to do that?
well, it's like you put an exercise, somebody gets hurt on.
So that's different, that's
Yeah,
that's different, but just like say paving over.
Who's gonna use it in the heat? Well, you put some treadmills in here.
You can't do that, because the requirements for the ventilation, you couldn't afford it.
The treadmills in here, they got them in section 1.
That's section one.
Maybe they are.
That's why-
grandfathered in, but the laws now to tell you have to have a complete new, air system. To change the air so many hours. And then, of course, you've got sweat and then somebody's got to clean them off, and it's just not practical. We don't have the space. That's the other problem.
It'd
We
be,
don't have the space here.
that's why,
That's why the outdoor thing really makes sense.
that's why I said it's.
And if we can afford it, we're thinking about putting a shade tarp over the top of it. I don't know if you guys ever seen these, are like a sail panel, you know, maybe 3 posts or 4 posts, and yeah, and that would shade over the top of the exercise equipment. So they shouldn't be so hot.
On the tennis courts, there used to be a little awning over the benches. But it's not there, I mean, I don't know.
That would be
So
nice.
you didn't have to sit, but we find that we're playing pickleball and we're sitting away from it. We have to sit in the hot sun. And also, we had gotten the things for the fence, and they gotta put them back up again.
Well, that's because of all the damage that occurred, and they said, the insurance said you can't do that anymore.
So what the fence that time?
Yeah, but the fence would have been gone with her.
We had the,
Oh, you can't put up the
we
windscreen?
put the fence up there one time, it was just that one time, and that's when we had all the damage. I'm just letting you know, okay, so that's why it's not there. Now, I don't know about sunscreens, but
Well, that's a hurricane prep thing. You put the windscreens up, you get a hurricane, you take them down before the hurricane comes.
but this wasn't a hurricane,
Oh, was it?
no.
Oh, a tornado, well, that's. Yeah, stop that.
The point I'm trying to make is to say, so
Angie, with that, I think I remember when it got twisted with the weight of the screen and the fact that it blocked the wind and it naturally did it. If it wasn't up, the tennis courts was fine. That was the explanation I got from, it might have been Cliff or whoever did the repair.
So that was the cause of it
I
happening.
mean, if it's someone had the forethought and knew that's what was coming and taking it down, that's one thing, right? By leaving it up, that caused the problem.
I mean, I can see why you want the windscreens when you're playing pickleball, because a little bit of wind causes a lot of problems. Yeah, forget it.
The when there's one. We have it, we just, haven't put it up.
Oh, the windscreen didn't get damaged?
They said the windscreen was the foot of the fence to us thing.
Yeah, but was it, was
Tornado was in the fence, not.
the windscreen okay to put back up?
I think so.
The windscreen got being left up was the problem.
Yeah, but only because of a tornado or.
I don't know if it was a tornado, but it was certainly a bad wind.
Yeah, but there were a lot of tornadoes in the area, I think they're going to agree that it was probably.
We should have taken it down,
Yeah, that's the bottom.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, but you don't,
It was just,
you don't get
it was up there for the first time.
you don't get an advisor on a tornado. I mean, they just come when they come. You hit 3 minutes to get
Right.
to yourself.
That's it, you can't.
What happened,
No,
the windscreen, once they took it down, it was brand new windscreen. They did throw.
they didn't throw it away, no. It's still-
Live and learn.
Still have
That was up there
it,
again.
it's just that, I'm just saying, what I remember, the insurance company suggested that we not do that, because if that damages again. It was, the way that it had to be repaired was out of our pocket, and it was done out of our pocket. There's no coverage for that, and so, thankfully, and we give credit where it's due, is because we have Frank and he has, resources and has knowledge, etc. It didn't cost us as much as it could have had we had to, officially take care of it. Also, as I recall, Cliff's guys were up there too, climbing up there, putting it back up there. So all I'm trying to say is that if we want to do that, we're biting off more than just fixing it.
Well, it's not that, well,
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
that
we
many
can-
people play tennis.
huh?
Not that many people play tennis.
It's not tennis, it's pickleball.
Well, same.
Well, no, more people play pickleball. That's used pretty frequently.
Yeah, we have like.
Yeah, pickleball really.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, so I'm just saying that. It's not, we can certainly look into it. I'm certainly not saying no. I'm just saying that's the reason why it didn't go back up again. So. There may be a solution. I don't know what it is, okay, to be honest with you. Art, do you want to take that on
No.
as recreation?
I'll check into that for you, Andy.
You know, what I'm trying to say is that, I mean, you're justified in what you're saying. I just don't know the answer, that's all.
Put up and, when it's, winter season. It should be taken down, because in the summer, we can't even play because it's too hot.
Right.
But, so, if they put it up and then take it down before the summer comes.
Okay, again, that's, yeah.
We've adjusted.
We talked, we had an outside ping pong table because of the wind.
You can't.
It'd be nice to have a ping pong table for outside, but he said, with the wind, it's gonna have a hell of a curve.
I don't think that's gonna work hard.
So. Good, I guess. Next.
Here's your break.
Jennifer,
Trish, my only person who is,
sweetheart, we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, excuse me. The people who do the yard work now, Are they all wearing masks
Why?
while they're working?
Why?
The only times I've seen them, the crew, they've been covered from head to toe, and I would not be able to identify anybody who was working on my property.
In question for the DTE.
Does anybody?
For the dust.
Well, that's protection for them. That's, yeah, they all wear them, and the reason is because of the stuff that gets blown up when they're doing all their stuff.
They don't allow them in the gate without their identification, so they've got to identify themselves as the DTE people.
I may be paranoid, but that doesn't mean they're not after me. I came up with some concerns from whence I.
And they've also wear that orange.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They wear the orange. So. See anybody on Zoom who has a question?
So I'm not gonna let us know when he does your house. I mean, if he does my house, I have some questions for him about the sprinklers.
Is who?
Will
Lionel.
Lionel,
Oh,
will he let us know that he's coming to my house?
Can I say something in regards to that? I had a sprinkler that was not working, period. Okay, and when I knew they had Rhino, I put a work order in for the specific sprinkler, and he was doing specific
Yeah,
sprinkler.
gotta do.
So if you have a,
Yeah,
just put a work order in at least, and then obviously he might just go. Right, he may just go to your unit before he even starts everything else. There, okay, let me look at these two sprinklers. But he was doing that. Now he's doing. So. But no, put the work order in it
Yeah.
and we can certainly give it to him. Yeah,
that's definitely what it is.
yeah. So I would do that. You know, to make sure that he gets those, but he's going around to all the units, so, and I do have another one, but I'm gonna wait till he comes to my building.
Yeah, he had Frank waited till he had a stack of work orders. And the list of them, he did those first and got them out of the way, then he just going around all the different buildings, but put a work order, he'll check that before.
The head wasn't. I don't know, I'll think about it. I don't know. I don't, and how to have that, get it in. Super price of hot dogs in the supermarkets. I don't know what big $10 tailgate, I don't know what it is, so ridiculous, the potato chips are now $20. They used to be 12. I can't get over these prices and stuff. It aggravates me.
There are no other questions, I make a motion, we adjourn.
Yeah,
I second.
think about it, you know.
all in favor?
Dawn
Opposed?
says, thank you for all your hard work. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you later.
Bye-bye, everybody.
So let's.